football. But, yeah, filling this place up, baseball, I don't think we've seen it.
No, we have not. There have been certain days where we've seen people up there, but filling it up, hopefully filling it up right now. Adam Ayton, the center fielder and leadoff man, 6 out of 13 on this road trip, 218 overall. He's come a long way to get there to 218. On into the line, and here's the first pitch from Oakland's Coliseum outside for ball one. It's underway. That is thrown at 7:07 West Coast time, 9:07 Chicago time. And game time temperatures settling right in the 55-degree range here at the Coliseum in Oakland. Sidestep kick by Hahn, and the 1-0. Swinging a foul to play to the left, 1 ball, 1 strike. The A's come to work with a record of 13-23, while the White Sox nearing in on 500. We've said it before. They're 14-17. I could give you some of the numbers for the A's that will certainly led you to believe they're not playing well just by those numbers. They're 1-11 in one-run games, 1-5 in two-run games, and when you get to extra innings with them, they're 0-6. The 1-1, Adam Ayton, a curveball missed. 2 balls and a strike. Jesse Hahn, 6'5", 190 pounds, 25 years of age. Groton, Connecticut is where he calls home. Went to Virginia Tech University in the 2-1. That's low strikes as the home plate umpire. That's Angel Hernandez. 2 balls, 2 strikes. That was a gift.
Just looking at percentage-wise, Hahn, he basically throws 75% fastballs with a little sinking action on it. He's just coming at the hitters.
Doesn't strike out a lot, but he can get some ground balls. In the 2-2 pitch, a swing and a fly ball to right field. This is down the line and hit far. On the move, the right fielder, Reddick at the track. This bounces on the warning track and over the fence for a rule book double.
Reddick out there had a long way to go. I don't know if he had some problems seeing it once he got close to it because the sun is setting directly in the right fielder's eyes. I don't think it was probably a problem, but with that being said, he was playing Eaton shaded the other way as everybody felt he might slap it down the left field line rather than pull it to right.
Darren, if his best pitch is his sinking fastball, that was a 2-2 hanging curveball.
Yeah, and as a matter of fact, numbers-wise, when he throws breaking balls, basically every single one of them is hit if it's in the strike zone. And people don't chase it.
There's a guy that's had a rough road trip thus far, but he can hit. Melky Cabrera, his job, get him over, get him in. He's 1 for 11 on the trip, shows bunt inside with a fastball, ball 1. 248 overall from the left-handed batter's box, over 300, 310. Right side, we won't even talk about that. 1 ball, no strikes on Melky Cabrera. Abreu is next. The game certainly is at home plate. No score, just getting started. An Eaton double has him at second base. Hahn a look there and a long look. And the 1-0 in the dirt. Nice stop by Fegley, the catcher. 2 balls, no strikes.
Well, a big key is putting pressure on a starting pitcher with a leadoff double, and now he's got the concern of, oh, okay, first guy I faced is standing in scoring position. Now he's going to try and get him over. They're going to try and get him in. Now he's worried about that and has fallen behind 2-0 because of it.
That's exactly right. He is worried about giving up a run. You find out as you go along in pitching, you got to throw strikes. A double glance at second by Hahn and the 2-0 pitch in the dirt, 3 balls, no strikes. The worst case scenario, you're going to give up a hit and run. If you walk him, now you got a problem with Abreu coming up on a 9-game hitting streak, and 1 swing can get you 3 rather than a single getting you 1.
You know what we could be seeing? Him overconfident with his ability to get the ground ball and get a right-hander up there to ground one into the left side double play. I think at this point, that's all it looks like to me. It's like, I'll go around this guy so I can set up the double play.
Sogard, the second baseman, is short right. The next one to Cabrera, that's down and in, and he walks.
Now, you do have Abreu is hitting to 7 double plays, and you know they're going to try and feature the sinker down and in to see if he can chop it right to third base.
And that is the thought of the catcher as well as the pitcher. And if he's not thinking that way, then he has no confidence whatsoever in his fastball.
Well, absolutely. Now, we know he's going to throw that pitch. That there's no doubt about that. I don't think he'll feature anything but sinkers here. But let's see if he's aiming them and falling behind in the count.
The Padres probably helped their team more than anybody at the winter meetings and the trades that they made. One of them was with the A's that sent Jesse Hahn here. He was 7-4 last year with an earned run average for the Padres at 3.07. They got catcher Derek Norris back.
Yes.
He did a nice job for the A's last year.
Well, the A's, they definitely made a lot of moves getting rid of all-stars.
Yes, they did. Here's Abreu with ducks on the pond. And Hahn's pitch is swinging a line shot, diving. Sogard can't get it. Stroop for a hit. Eaton hits third. He's getting the stop sign, and the bases are loaded.
You know, the White Sox, unfortunately, 10-game hitting streak, have done that so often. A line drive by Abreu, great job on a sinker that was trying to find its way in. It was down the middle of the plate, but his approach was perfect. Stay inside, don't beat this into the ground on the left side, and hit that rocket to the left of the second baseman, Sogard, and now the base runner, Eaton, had to make sure that got through first.
You can't blame him for that, but that's happened more than we'd like to say, waiting to get it. Bases are loaded, they're loaded now for Adam LaRoche, and the pressure being put on now by the Sox. What has gone by the wayside in the early going, and hopefully that's over, and I think it has stopped, is that situations like this, you get one. You got to get more than that. You're in the first inning. Bases loaded, the pitch to LaRoche. Breaking ball inside corner for strike one. That ball looked like it was 4 inches inside, and LaRoche is questioning Angel Hernandez. I don't blame him.
You call that a strike?
Yes, he did.
Oh, okay. Well, that's not a strike. I didn't know what you were even talking about.
Yeah.
He said Adam's upset about something. How could he be upset? It's a ball.
1 ball, no strikes. LaRoche waits with the bases loaded. First inning, no score. The pitch fouled to the ground, or fouled on the ground over to the Sox dugout. 0-2 now. The scoreboard here down the right field line is certainly, you can see it with pretty good vision, no problem. The one in left field, I can't see it at all. I'm blocked by one of the numerous appendages here to a window.
Yeah,
the frame is excessively wide, and
I can see that one.
Yeah,
that one's not as easy for me.
There's the alpha and the omega. 2 strikes. Sox trying to get on the board first in the 0-2 pitch. There's the curve, almost in the same spot as the first one. Now it's called a ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. You have every right to question the umpire, but you don't want to go too far with him either.
No. You're talking about as a hitter.
Yes.
Yeah, you question him, let him know how you feel, and then you move on.
How about a slam?
Sounds good to me.
Bases loaded, no outs. Count 1 and 2 on LaRoche, the designated hitter. Look at second, the 1-2 pitch. Curve around home plate. Didn't get the call. Wanted it. Didn't get it. Very close. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
With that open stance of Adam LaRoche, one thing about it, on pitches away, it doesn't look like he follows the ball all the way back to the plate. His eyes are still out in front of the plate looking where the ball was. So he does not hit a lot of balls the other way, especially slow pitches away.
I think that's a great observation. On a look at third, and the 2-2 to LaRoche. Fastball down, 3 balls, 2 strikes. A walk makes it 1-0 White Sox. A slam, do the math. We're in the first inning. No outs, and the bases are loaded here at the Coliseum in Oakland. Cool temperatures, but not as cool as it was in Milwaukee when we walked out the other night after playing inside with the roof closed. Wow. 3 balls, 2 strikes, a runner on each base. First inning, no outs, and Hahn's 3-2 pitch. LaRoche takes ball 4, 1-0 White Sox. 2 walks in the inning.
You're going to see Kurt Young probably in a second. There he goes.
So Kurt Young on a walk, make that a Trout to the mound. He's trotting out there to talk with the battery. Catching Fagley and pitching Hahn. Bases still loaded, 1-0 Sox.
And that's an RBI, a gift RBI at that, sponsored by the Village of Bedford Park. Relocate your business for success. Visit villageofbedfordpark.com.
And that's another walk, 2 walks in the inning, brought to you by Thornton's. Make a donation to the Kids in Need Foundation of a backpack filled with school supplies for each and every walk. So that didn't last long. How quick was Hernandez, the umpire, out there?
I prefer if they
thought he was going to talk to the pitcher.
If they want to stick with a speed up rule in baseball, when the manager or pitching coach go out to talk to the pitcher, the home plate umpire should run out there with him and stand there just staring at him. Come on.
We talked about this before. Lasorda waited for the umpire to get out. He goes, "Who would you get in?" He goes, "Tommy, it's not my job." "Well, let me ask you, who would you get?" Finally, he said, "Bring me the righty." And Lasorda said, "Okay, give me the lefty." Here's Abaciel Garcia, the right fielder, 4 for 14 on the trip. Bases loaded, 1-0. No outs in the pitch to Abbey. A swing and a chop to third, jumping the third baseman. Lowry's got to play at home plate. 5-2 on the out. He had a little style after he made that throw home, didn't he?
Yes, but I don't know what Abbey was thinking there. I mean, I get the ambush tactic, but that's where younger players think, all right, I'm going to ambush this guy. He's going to throw one right here, and I'm going to crush it. He threw him the sinker. He chopped it to third. You've got to go ahead and put pressure on him by not swinging it the first thing coming your way when he's struggling with his command.
That's a great point. And how about the jump by Lowry? He made a nice play to come down and get it. Well, he was very happy, too.
Yeah, well, he started to run in, then he realized, I got to jump.
There's Connor Gillespie. Gillespie on the trip, 2 out of 8 overall, 247 with a home run. How about a gapper to left center? On from the set. Does not check a runner. And now he deals to Connor Gillespie. The pitch inside low for ball one. It looks just in the early going anyway, Darren, with the left-handed batters that he has faced. LaRoche, Cabrera, and now Gillespie, that he's had a hard time throwing his fastball in for a strike. That is.
Well, you've talked about that with guys with this kind of movement. Yeah. Generally, they've got a target with a left-handed batter, and it should be okay working the inside corner.
1 ball, no strikes on Connor Gillespie. Bases still loaded. 1-0 Sox in the pitch to Connor. That's low, 2-0, as you were saying about Garcia.
Well, I mean, this is perfect evidence. And I guarantee, I'm looking at Avi right now over there. He's shaking his head. He realizes it after the fact. But that comes with experience, not to get too anxious and know that even if he does throw strike one, you're probably going to get a pitch to still drive in the at-bat.
Yeah, when you've got him on shaky street, let him keep moving down that roadway. Here's the 2-0 to Gillespie. A swing and a line drive right center. That's going to split the gap. Waiting at second base and making it to third is LaRoche. That ball is not going to be caught there, and that's a 1 RBI single. That's all we get.
No, that was bad. And Adam has done that on a few occasions. I don't quite know what's going on. He's been around a long time, and I don't know if he's not checking the outfielders. But that ball left the bat, and that's a hit. The minute it left the bat, that's a hit and supposed to be 2 runs batted in. And Adam took off, stopped halfway to third base, and looked back to see where the outfielders were. To me, that only leads me to believe that he didn't know, because there's no way that ball could have been caught.
No. So LaRoche is now at third, Garcia at second, Gillespie is at first, 2-0 Sox, and here's Ramirez with 1 out. On the check of the runners in the pitch, a swing and a bouncing ball, foul, strike 1. First pitch swinging after 3 batters came up, with the exception of Garcia, and they took a pitch, and it was ball 1. That one you're hacking at for no other reason than you think you're going to get a cookie.
Well, Ramirez, look, he and Garcia both do not see many pitches per at-bat, but Garcia's just over 2 pitches per at-bat this season, so he goes up there swinging. So does Ramirez.
And the 0-1, a curve over his head, 1 ball, 1 strike. If he doesn't have a secondary pitch, you can certainly take his fastball. What looks like a strike, it's probably going to be out of the zone.
You know, there comes a time, unfortunately, where a manager or hitting coach or somebody is going to have to get in these certain aggressive hitters' ears in these situations and tell them, we want you taking at least 1 pitch.
2-0 White Sox. First inning, bases loaded, 1 out, and the 2-0 waved at. There's a change of speeds. Now it's 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Ramirez
said 2-0. It was 1-1. Now it's 1-2.
Ramirez chased a floating curveball, very slow speed curveball up, but he does not strike out much. He puts the bat on the ball and runs his little heart out, and that's what he's going to need to do if he hits a ground ball.
We'll see what Hahn does on 1-2 to Ramirez, the Sox shortstop. Here it is. A swing and a line shot foul past third. Lowry is off the line at third about 10, 15 feet. If that's fair, I don't think he catches it.
No, I agree. Now, the White Sox have missed. I mean, we've got 2 runs where, you know, and you got to be greedy in this situation. They should have at least 3.
Yes.
So this is where Ramirez needs to make up for some of the mistakes that have already taken place. Mental mistakes to me in this inning. You got to make up or pick your teammates up.
1 out, 2-0 Sox. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Hahn a double glance at second on the pitch. A swing and a pop-up fouling out of play. By far his best breaking pitch. That may have been a cut fastball, too.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that was a slider or a cut fastball, but it was 81 miles an hour on the Xfinity speed gun. Xfinity, you're home for the most live sports.
2 runs, 3 hits, 2 walks in this inning for the Sox. We're still in the first. He has thrown 25 pitches as Jesse Hahn.
I've heard and seen the numbers on him, and he's basically a 5-inning pitcher because what you just said, he throws a lot of pitches per inning.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Ramirez waits with the bases loaded, 1 down, and here it is. Swinging a bouncing ball to the mound. This could be 2. Hahn had trouble getting out of his glove. They'll only get to the force at home plate. It goes 1-2, and the bases are still loaded for Giovanni Soto.
Well, that's not helping yourself. It's almost as if Hahn didn't know what to do there. He caught it, and you said having a little trouble with getting it out. I didn't know if maybe he was trying to decide if he was supposed to throw it to second base. Or, yeah, you're right. I see a replay. He did. He just bobbled that, but he didn't seem to be in a hurry to get in position.
No, he was not in a hurry.
I mean, he kind of just, I'm bobbling it, and I'm not in a hurry to start a double play.
The White Sox should have 3 runs right now. They have 2. And here's Giovanni Soto, the eighth batter in this first inning. Ninth is on deck with Carlos Sanchez. And the pitch to Giovanni, curve outside, ball one. I don't understand the call by Pegler. Your pitcher's having a hard time getting pitches over. You call for a hook?
Ooh.
One ball, no strikes on Soto.
I don't know if that's one of those, this is what we went over in the pregame with the hitters, but you got to abandon that if the pitch's not working.
One ball, no strikes. Big bat for the Sox in the 1-0. Swinging a shot up the middle. It's not going to get through. Simeon has it, runs the bag at second. They get the force. Damage control for the A's. Sox 2 runs, 3 hits, 2 walks, and they leave 3 after a half inning here in Oakland. White Sox 2. The A's are coming to bat at the Coliseum.
Chicago guys talking about
tart like a green apple, brewed like a beer. Red Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Great beer, great responsibility.
Tailgate with the White Sox Radio Network and US 99.5 before the Sox-Minnesota game Sunday, May 24th, starting at 11 a.m. on 35th and Shields. Enjoy samples, play games, and win prizes at this free tailgate featuring Master of Mixes Loaded Bloody Mary Mix, Hudsonville Ice Cream, Rockin' Refuel Protein Milk Beverage, US Bank, and O'Reilly Auto Parts.
If you love White Sox baseball and have a thing for all of Chicago's teams, then tune in to the Spiegel and Golf Show, rounding the bases 9 a.m. to 1 on 670 The Score.
What's burning around Major League Baseball is brought to you by Hills Brothers Coffee. Trust the taste and share the tradition. Sox lead here at Oakland 2-0. Left the bases loaded. Could have got more. Denied. The Angels at Baltimore tonight. The Camden Yards. Angels beat the Birds 3-1. Continuing that scoreboard. 6th inning at Texas. Cleveland leading 8-3 over the Rangers. 6th inning at Kauffman Stadium. Yankees trail the Royals 6-1. Tampa Bay and Minnesota are deadlocked at 2 in the 8th at Target Field in Minneapolis. And Toronto losing at Houston 8-4 to the Astros. They've been good. Oakland, or I should say Seattle, hosting Boston. No score there. Here's Crisp. He took a crisp fastball in there for strike one from Rodon.
You know what I like?
Strike one?
He didn't overthrow strike one.
Oh, and he's going to get more comfortable. We've talked about this each time out. That doesn't mean you're going to win them all. Here's the 0-1 to Crisp, swinging a fly ball deep left center field. Eaton sprinting to the track, reaches up. He outran the baseball. 1 out.
And it looked as if he had problems seeing it at the last second. It may have gone in the sun. There's just this little opening that you can see he ran into where the sun's coming through something here, and he kind of shielded his eyes at the last second like it went right in it. So, I don't know. Nice job staying with it.
Well, the west part of this ballpark is actually along the first baseline and also maybe just a little bit behind us. But you're getting a glare out there on that little panel out there in left center field.
Yes.
This one a little low for ball one. This is Marcus Simeon. Went to school just down the street from here in Berkeley. It's about, 15 minutes by car away from here at the most?
Okay.
Now he's playing shortstop for the A's, formerly the White Sox. There's a strike, 1 ball, 1 strike.
Great kid, and not surprising to me, he's got the numbers that he has this year.
6 dingers.
6 home runs, 6 stolen bases without being caught.
There's the 1-1 in the dirt, 2 balls and a strike. Sox leading 2-0 here in the first on 3 hits and a couple of walks and left 3 in the top half of this first inning. Impressive young man with us. Wasn't he last year?
Absolutely.
2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. 2-0 Sox. There's a swing and a miss. And that's strike 3, and he's gone. I must have missed a pitch by Angel Hernandez, who's now talking to Soto. He goes, I'll call the strikes because he started to throw it around. They're in a pretty good argument at home plate right now. There's Reddick, the right fielder. They got him from the Boston Red Sox. Talented guy. He can hit and he can play the outfield.
Yeah, he's definitely a good player and off to a good start.
Pitch to inside for ball 1. I'll say he's off to a good start. These are good numbers. Hitting over 330 on the year. 1 ball, no strikes. And the 1-0 to the backstop on the ground. 2 balls, no strikes. You can't be in a hurry to get the last man out in the first inning. 333. He has 6 home runs. He's driven in 25. Hitters count of 2-0. We'll see if Reddick turns it loose. 2-0 White Sox. And Rodon's 2-0 pitch. Inside corner, no call. 3 balls, no strikes.
Oh, my. I've seen worse in this game called a strike.
3 balls, no strikes. Reddick at home plate. Sox lead 2-0 here at the Coliseum, the 3-0. That's a strike.
You got to stay with Angel Hernandez.
Oh, yeah.
Has a little bit of a delay to his call.
3-1 the count. They play him to pull into 3-1. That's a walk. So Reddick drops the bat at home plate. I don't think that was the intent, but that's what he did. So a 2-out walk extends it to Billy Butler, the designated hitter. He's had some success against White Sox pitching. Let's pause here 10 seconds for station identification on the score on the Sox Radio Network.
Jason Goff here from the Spiegel and Goff Show, weekdays 9 to 1, talking White Sox and all of Chicago's teams. This is WSCR in HD Chicago, WJMK HD2 Chicago.
But Darren Jackson at Farmer at the Coliseum in Oakland, 2-0 Sox. Butler at home plate, just took a fastball in there for strike one. John Murray is our engineer here. Herb Lawrence, Joe Ostrowski worked the board in the score studios in downtown Chicago. Stay with us all night, as long as we're on the air anyway, and we'll see if the White Sox can call the winner for them tonight. The 0-1 to Butler, down and away, 1 ball, 1 strike. When the White Sox bat in the second, it's 9-1-2 with Sanchez, the second baseman, leading it off. Then through Eaton and Cabrera and hopefully more. Sox set 8 to home plate, scored a deuce in the first, top half of this inning. Reddick at first base with a 2-out walk. Butler waits for the 1-1. Here it is. Bouncing ball to third. Gillespie had to go off his glove. That's an error on the third baseman.
Connor, maybe 2 steps to his left, reached out, looked like it was going to be something that could be a force at second base at least. He just couldn't make the play. Reached down, got knee high, and was off the edge of his glove.
Just to put this in perspective now, the Sox have done that a lot this year, the errors. But a long one here by Lowry, and the A's will lead.
Yes, well.
A walk and an error put them in a position with a home run to take a lead in the first inning, with the Sox squandered an opportunity, only getting 2.
Yeah, let's just face the reality that right now the White Sox defense still needs to be tightened up.
Lowry open stance, right-handed batter's box, Rodon deals to Brett. That's a strike called. If you're not kidding, I have to wait for Hernandez to call it. 2 outs, runners at first and second, 2-0 White Sox. Beautiful afternoon here in the Bay Area, on the East Bay anyway. Los Angeles yesterday and this morning. Rain, which is, someone said yesterday, what is this moisture?
Well, much needed, that's for sure,
it
down south.
Is. 0-1, Rodon taking his time to look at second. The 1-strike pitch to Lowry. Bounce foul up the third baseline. Mike Gallego coaches at third, and he is far from being in that coaching box as the count is 0-2 on Brad Lowry.
Yeah, he's cheating towards home plate.
Yes, he is. He thinks he can score.
Let's just make sure that he doesn't.
Room to work now to Lowry as Rodon from the set. A look at second at Reddick, and the 0-2 pitch. Lowry takes one close, but not a strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
I think the important thing for Carlos is going to be just what we saw there. Throw pitches that are enticing when he gets ahead, but not so much that he's hanging them, because he'll get a lot of chase on those sliders,
yes,
especially on a 1-2 count.
See if he comes back with it to Lowry now, who's opened his stance considerably. And the 1-2 to Brett is swinging a high pop-up short right field. Garcia has a beat on this one. Scissor step to his left, makes the catch, and that's it. He winging back to his right. In the inning, no runs, no hits, a walk, an error, and the A's leave 2. 1 complete at the Coliseum. Sox 2, Athletics nothing.
We've got free Sox tickets for you on the Boers and Bernstein Show, afternoons 1 to 6 on 670 The...
At Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Try new Hills Brothers single-serve coffee today with all the rich flavor and aroma you love. One single delicious cup at a time. Trust the taste. Share the tradition. Hills Brothers Coffee.
Second inning, this is the Menards home run hitting inning. Our contestant is Karen Bombich of Algonquin, Illinois. If the White Sox hit back-to-back home runs here in the second, Karen's going to win $1,000 of Menards gift cards. If not, she will receive a $25 gift card from Menards and friends. Go to Menards and save all the money you can on home improvement needs. Visit Menards. And Karen, good luck to you. It's 2-0 White Sox here to the second. Sanchez just up from AAA will lead it off. He's batting ninth in the top of the order. And Carlos at AAA had 10 doubles. Second in the league in hitting at .344 with 2 homers and 17 runs batted in. Lowry, the third baseman, will play up. for Carlos Sanchez. Jesse Hahn, the wind and the pitch, up and in, ball one. He has yet to find the strike zone where you could say this is a dominant pitch and I could get it over.
You know, that pitch there, though, almost looked like it was up and in by design.
1 ball, no strikes, infield with the exception of Lowry back, the third baseman, the 1-0. That's a delayed call, 1 ball, 1 strike.
So up and in, down and away.
Yeah, still works.
Yes, and both pitches fastballs to a left-handed batter.
The Coliseum manicured to perfection. Natural surface here in Oakland. The 1-1 late on the swing. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Sanchez.
You know, this is a very tight field in the sense that the grass is cut very short. And even in the outfield, you feel it's a little more jarring than some places, a little more spongy and soft.
A lot of room to roam, that's for sure. The 1-2, curveball, he's out on strikes. So if you're Sanchez, you have to feel for him a little bit. He wasn't getting his curveball over, wasn't locating his fastball. He goes up and in with the first pitch, down and away with the next 2, and then a curve for strike 3.
Yeah, and that last pitch, that curveball, 72-mile-an-hour lollipop curveball dropped in there. So, you know, Sanchez knows how to hit, and he can handle anything up there, in my opinion. But, yeah, when you saw what took place in the first inning, you're not thinking all of a sudden he's going to command the strike zone.
No. Here's Eaton. He led the game off with the ground roll double off the warning track and right. Just took a pitch outside corner for strike 1. If you time the umpire, he might have to have a clock on him calling balls and strikes. 0-1 the count on Adam Eaton. Sidestep kick and the 1 strike pitch. That's high with the curve, 1 ball, 1 strike.
You know, sometimes when I see an umpire like Angel Hernandez taking his time, it's almost like he's, all right, let me make sure. Okay, yes, that's a strike after he's thought about it for a second.
That's how you feel. Lowry up at third, rest of the infield back in this pitch. Sinking fastball to the corner, 1-2. If you go by this, a lot of people say get him early. If that's the case here, we got 2 in the first, and he's been stingy with Sanchez and now with Eaton at 1 ball, 2 strikes.
The way I'm going to look at it, that's all we needed.
I'd like to get more. 1 out, bases clear, 2-0 Sox. And the next one, Adam, high. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Not so sure that wasn't by design going up there with 2 strikes.
You know what I mean? That's all we need. You know what I'm saying.
I got it.
Throw it on. Going to shut him down.
The 2-2. Followed to play to the left.
Adam Eaton's come a long way from that first few weeks of the season to where he almost looked like he was in panic mode every time he walked up there, swinging at everything.
Yes.
Now he's going deeper in counts. He's seeing the ball better. You mentioned he's getting his hits now. Just tells you he has gotten to a point mentally where he's relaxed, doesn't feel like he has to be overly aggressive.
2 balls, 2 strikes, the 2-2. Chop over the mound to play for Simeon's. Got it on the run. Throws off balance. Got him. That's a nice play by the shortstop. The other day you went to the zoo in Milwaukee, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
Did you see a picture of a mastodon there or no?
No, I didn't. You know, and they have a prehistoric section there, but I didn't. Did you? Have you seen a mastodon lately?
I couldn't see one in person, but lately I saw a picture of one today.
Okay, all right.
2 outs, bases clear, and there's Melky Cabrera. A walk in the first inning. And was out at home plate 5-2 on a chop to third. The pitch to Melky, sweeper, a little high with a breaking ball, 1-0. 2-0 White Sox, 3 hits in the first inning to go with a couple of walks, but only 2 runs across. And the 1-0 to Melky, a swing and a fly ball down the right field line, hooking to the corner, and this is foul and bounces off the sidewall. And Reddick didn't try to catch it at a bounce. He ran by it, and he's the right fielder.
You know, that's one of those times as a right fielder, you're running after that and going, I don't know why I'm running after this. I'm just wasting energy. Can't be caught. It's foul.
Yeah, I'll just go over there.
But I got to go pick it up anyway and, you know, toss it to a fan. And used to be you could pick that ball up and throw it back into the infield, let the pitcher use it.
I don't see anything wrong with that. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 outs, bases clear, and the 1-1 to Cabrera, swinging a line drive out of play to the left.
I believe of all the insanity that goes on in baseball now, one of the most important things that I've witnessed that's insane is the use of a ball being touched and let's get it out of play.
Yeah.
I don't know why it was okay in yesteryear where you just kept using the ball.
The 1-2, line drive foul down the third baseline. That will wind up in the A's bullpen. I see nothing wrong. If the ball's been touched, let it go back into play. Well, I mean, I didn't know how to use a ball that was scuffed either. It's not like you've got a classroom that tells you, hey, when it's like this, you can use it and it'll do this.
Exactly.
You don't know. 1 ball, 2 strikes, the 1-2 down and in. Bigley, both shin guards blocking that one. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
And the truth is this. Even if there's a slight little blemish on a baseball, it's not going to affect the flight of the pitch on the way to home plate. You can still use the ball. I mean, I remember times where they'd throw a ball, it was so dark, rubbed up in a night game, and you go, what was that went by? I didn't see it.
The 2-2 to Cabrera. Around home plate, but not over it. Where was the first baseman going?
I think he wanted to tell the pitcher something, and he thought other. Like, never mind. I'm not going to go.
I thought this was a strike. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Cabrera trying to get on for Abreu. Waits on deck. The wind and the 3-2 to Melky. Swinging a line drive to left field. Sailing away from Crisp on the move. Coco makes the play in left. That was a fair ball. Ran it down. The White Sox go up and out in order here in the second. Middle of the second inning. Sox lead here in Oakland 2-0.
We are Chicago's morning show. It's Mully and Hanley, 5 to 9. Join us on 670 The Score.
General RV, the nation's largest family-owned RV dealer.
Of Phoenix. Learn more at phoenix.edu/tech. Let's get to work.
The UA, providing skilled plumbers, pipe fitters, sprinkler fitters, welders, and HVACR techs who do it right the first time. Learn more at ua.org.
Former Sox catcher Josh Fagley will lead off for the A's here in the second. White Sox leading 2-0. Rodon, walk, and an error is what he had on base when he got the last out on a fly to right of Brett Lowry. So it's Fagley leading it off, the former Sox catcher from Indiana, from the University of Indiana. The first one down and away, ball 1. If they were battery mates last year, it was for a short time at AAA.
Oh, very brief. If anything, yes. I don't believe they probably even came across each other's paths.
1 ball, no strikes. Fagley waits. The 1-0, a foot outside. 2 balls, no strikes.
You know, with Josh being called up to the big club last season, I think these two may not have been there at the same time.
I think you're right there, because if he was, he caught him once or twice. There's a swing and a miss. It was ball 3. 2 balls, 1 strike.
You know, I faced former teammates, and if you're just nasty, even if you know what a guy has, I faced Al Leiter from the Blue Jays the next year after I played with him. Well, that was no fun. Facing Wilson Alvarez after the fact, no fun.
There's a swing and a high fly ball left. This is way back. Cabrera to the track, by the wall and left, put the brakes on, made the catch. He went to the warning track, then he came in a step and made the play.
Nothing wrong with that. Just catch it, baby.
1 out. There's Mark Cannon, the first baseman. He was the one running off the field when the pitch was close but not a strike in the top half of this inning. Mark Cannon. His numbers are impressive. He's hitting .245. He has 4 home runs. Here's a chop to third, charging Gillespie. Caught it, throws on the run, got him 5-3 on the out. Whatever he didn't do on the first inning on the Butler ground ball, he did there.
You know, there are strengths and weaknesses to most any defender. I mean, there's going to be one little area where they're not as strong as others, and sometimes you have an infielder that has trouble going to his left, to his right, going back, going in, whatever it is. There are some guys, and then they have their strengths.
Yes.
So maybe the strength of Connor is, hey, coming in, making that tough play, off-balance throw.
How about Canna was swinging at the first pitch?
Thank you. Well,
he's nice.
Yeah, but you've got a guy out there in Rodon that's not having struggles.
He's thrown 23 pitches. He has 2 outs here, and there's a chop over the mound to play for Ramirez. No, a play for Sanchez. Throws to first, didn't get him.
Yeah, you're not going to get Billy Burns.
No, Burns ran right by him.
We saw him in spring training. He can fly. That's one heck of a focus play for Sanchez, by the way. You had Ramirez going in front of him trying to get it and missed. And then you had Sanchez focused. What you do is you block out what's going on in front of you, and you stay focused as he did, and he gave himself a chance at least to make the play.
As you talked about this infield, it is a fast infield.
Yes.
That was a chop over the mound.
Yes, just a bouncer that was perfectly placed up the middle.
So the first hit for the A's comes with 2 outs, extending the inning. Derek Sogard, the second baseman, a ninth-place hitter. I did not get a chance to talk to Melvin today, but I'll talk to him tomorrow, the skipper of the A's. Well, down a long look at first at Burns, and time is called by Sogard. As you mentioned, the eyewear that he has.
The glasses?
Yes.
Yeah. The big rim glass? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a look.
It looks like he's ready to go to botany class also. Runner at first. Burns in the pitch outside for ball one. Rodon's motion had Burns going back to first base on the delivery home.
What's up with that?
That's when you know it's a good one. If he's got you going back to first on what could have been called a strike. Sogard 261 with 7 runs batted in.
He's going to
2-0 Sox, second inning, and the 1-0. A swing and a ground ball past the dive of Abreu in the right field. That will move Burns to third base, and the A's with 2 outs have runners at the corners.
So you get the 8 and 9 guys just making some contact, and you've got a left-handed batter in Sogard against a left-handed pitcher. No problem. Just hook it past Abreu.
I'm just going to try and hook this ball to right field. Top of the order now, and here's Cavelli, Coco, Crisp. Crisp 0 for 1. Hit a ball that was trying to get down in the gap in left center, and Ayton ran it down. In fact, he stopped. He almost overran it.
Yeah, I'm just looking at this now, and these A's, they're not doing great, not scoring a ton of runs, but no matter what, and there's a history there and a confidence of an organization against another.
Yes.
Don't let your guard down.
Here's Crisp in the pitch to Cavelli, inside low for ball one. Nice stop by the catcher, Giovanni Soto. 2-0 Sox. A's threatened with 2 outs.
Need a quick out right here of Crisp, who, even though he just got his first hit of the season Sunday, and he hit the ball well in the first, he's not locked in.
Hitting room, gaps, left center, right center. The 1-0 went around on that slider. 1 ball, 1 strike. That's the equalizer.
Yes, looks just like a fastball, and Crisp was thinking, all right, he's behind in the count, he's going to challenge me. He started cheating. Swinging early is what he was doing. Here comes the fastball. Uh-oh, it's not.
We had Jim Michael with us over the weekend and into Milwaukee with us. Tonight we have Mark Doris with us, and both of them work for one of our friends at Titleist.
Yes.
1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Second inning, 2-0 Sox. The 1-1 to Cavelli. Swung on and missed. Called that a foul ball as Sogard went to second. They said, no, you got to go back. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Coco Crisp. When the White Sox come up in the third, Abreu to lead the way, then LaRoche and Garcia to follow. White Sox 3 hits and a couple of walks in the first and managed but 2 runs. 2 forced plays at home and left the bases loaded. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Remember this, Rodon is still learning. He's got some talent. Runners at first and third. A's bat here on the second and the pitch. Outside. Nice stop by Soto. That was headed to the backstop. 2-2 now.
He overthrew that one a bit. He decided it was time to put him away, and he threw that fastball 96 miles an hour. Everything else has basically been 92, 93, and that's why he missed the target by so much.
And that's what we talk about learning. He'll learn that the regular fastball is good enough, and when he relaxes, he may be throwing 96 without having to try to. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Big pitch for the Rodon of the Sox here in the A's second. And there's a throw over to first, and Sogard walks back to first safely.
You know, there's nothing wrong if you have the ability to do what he did, throw that last pitch 96 out of the strike zone. It looked like he was throwing it harder, and the hitter sees that. If you can mimic that same delivery and now throw a changeup, he's got no chance.
2 outs, 2 on. First and third, and the pitch to Chris struck him out swinging, and that's it for the A's. In the inning, no runs, a couple of hits, and they leave runners at first and third. To the third, it's 2-0 White Sox.
We're breaking down every White Sox game all season long on the Spiegel and Golf Show, 9 a.m. to 1 on The Score.
Now is the perfect time to experience Europe with Holland America Line, the cruise line that knows it.
Private patient rooms, the new healing environments and advanced technologies are designed especially for the comfort and safety of patients and visitors. A skilled healthcare team and board-certified neonatologists are in-house 24 hours a day at Community Hospital in Munster, Indiana, to provide immediate care to high-risk newborns should the need arise. For more information, visit comhs.org.
Save thousands on motorhomes, trailers, and fifth wheels at the General RV Grand Opening Sale this Wednesday to Sunday. It's worth the drive to General RV in Huntley off I-90.
And here we go. The White Sox leading the Athletics. The score 2-0. We're in the third inning, sponsored by the Village of New Lenox. Whether you're building your new home or building your business, New Lenox is the place to be. 2 up for the White Sox, 3, 4, and 5. Abreu, LaRoche, and Garcia. See if they can start that line moving again as Hahn made a nice adjustment in the second and retired the White Sox in order.
He has retired the last 5 and will deal with Abreu at home plate. 2 runs, 3 hits for the Sox. We have an error. No runs, 2 hits for the A's. And Hahn's delivery, low for ball 1. Infield plays straight up and back all the way around with the first baseman now off the line by 25, 30 feet. And the 1-0. That's a sinker down, 2 balls, no strikes. Does he have a pitch to get Abreu out with?
Yes. I think that sinker right there is a good enough pitch. It's just a matter of him getting ahead in the count, which he's not doing with Abreu.
2 balls, no strikes. Sox leading 2-0 here in the third. And the 2-0. Almost hit him, and it did clip him. Hit by a pitch. Abreu will take the trot to first base.
Hey, if you're a college student or a recent grad determined to build a strong career in the sports industry, then you won't want to miss the White Sox Career Fair on Friday, May 22nd. You get to network with representatives from top sports organizations, and you get to stay for the game. Admission includes both the fair and game ticket. To purchase, visit whitesox.com/job.
Second time in 3 innings, the White Sox have the leadoff man on. Abreu at first for Adam LaRoche. LaRoche the first time up, drew a walk. On a look at first and a delivery to Adam. That's down the middle, strike 1. The question is, was it high enough? That's the only question I have. I know it was over home plate, but was it high enough?
Look, the only thing I want to say is that I need to see Adam a little bit more staying closed and driving that ball, that huge gap in left center field.
1-1 the count on LaRoche. It's wide open, too, out there in left center.
He can do it.
The 0-1, down, 1 ball, 1 strike.
As a matter of fact, even though they're pitching him in, and, you know, if you want to pull the ball, that's fine. They usually have the shift on and you hit into it.
Yeah.
We see Abreu, they pitch him in, he still hits balls to right field.
Yes.
Avi Garcia, the same thing. Pitch him in, hits the ball the other way. I know Adam LaRoche can do the same thing and have great results.
1 ball, 1 strike to 1-1. That is called a strike, and LaRoche may question Angel Hernandez on that one. When the catcher catches it and the glove is pointing down, I have a problem with that.
You know, Adam's a pretty laid-back guy. I'm sure if anything, he just probably goes, "Are you sure?"
Yeah.
And the only reason you say something like that, folks, is just to let the umpire know, I don't agree with you, and come on, help me out here.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Abreu at first. The 1-2 is swinging a 1-hop shot to Sogard at second. He's going to be 2 to short for 1 on the first. That's 4-6-3 on the double play.
He got a good pitch to hit. He hit it hard. Unfortunately, right at second base.
So with 2 down, here's Avi Garcia. Start the line moving again. Straight up in left field is 367, but you have just to the center field side of that, you have an out-of-town scoreboard that's probably twice as high as the fence that has the 367 on it, at least twice as high. And then to an angle coming towards the field, 362, back out at 388. The pitch to Garcia, low with a curve, 1-0.
You know, Avi's a good hitter. He's hitting .319. He has 38 hits this year, but the one thing that you're going to see that he's struggled with, and that is driving in the runs. Only has 11.
1 ball, no strikes, and the 1-0. Fouled at home plate. There's the sinker again. 1 ball, 1 strike. That's what he hit into the force play the first time up.
You know, sometimes it just takes guys a little bit of time to feel that they're comfortable being the guy in charge with men in scoring position. He's not there yet. He feels like he's the one that's on the hook more than the pitcher, like last time with the bases loaded, and that comes with experience.
1 ball, 1 strike, and the 1-1, a curve, swung and a miss, 1-2. Pull the string on that. That couldn't have been 75 miles an hour.
You're right. It was 74.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Garcia, slightly open stance, right-handed batter's box. Bases clear, 2 outs. Hahn deals the 1-2. Struck him out swinging on the ball in the left-handed batter's box. That's it for the Sox. No runs, no hits, a hit batter, a double play, nobody left. To the bottom of the third here in Oakland, Sox lead the A's 2-0.
Sox fans, it's Adam Eaton. Listen to every Sox game here on The Score and the White Sox Radio Network.
Home upgrade is easier than ever at Best Buy and Pacific Sales Kitchen and Home. Inside select stores. Expert service, unbeatable price. Best Buy. Savings through June 2nd. Some limitations apply. See price match guarantee and sale details in store or at bestbuy.com.
Thanks to Flood Brothers Disposal and Recycling Services, every day is a beautiful day for baseball. Our trucks of green keep Chicagoland clean. For service, visit floodbrothersdisposal.com.
Hayes coming to bat here in the third inning. Simeon will lead it off. Then Reddick and Billy Butler to follow. White Sox 2 runs across in the first, left the bases loaded. Could have got more, but we had to settle for a deuce. Simeon is 0 for 1. One of the 2 strikeouts registered by Carlos Rodon. The other one, Coco Crisp, to close out the A's second with runners at the corners. Marcus, straight up stance, right-handed batter's box. Rodon's first one, down and away by a foot, ball 1.
Now, Marcus Simeon is the kind of guy, it doesn't matter how hard you throw, he's got a balanced approach to his hitting. He kind of gets on the front side. He can turn on you.
Here's the 1-0. Marcus takes a strike, 1-1. Let's pause here 10 seconds for station identification on the Score on the Sox Radio Network.
Morris and Bernstein, afternoons 1 to 6, talking to Sox players, coaches, and of course, you. This is WSCR and HD Chicago, WJMK HD2 Chicago.
Rodon working quickly. That one inside, 2 balls, 1 strike with Darren Jackson and Farmer covering White Sox baseball. We're in the Bay Area on the east side of the Bay. Glad you're with us. Sox lead 2-0. There's a swing and a line drive to center. It's going to drop in front of Adam Eaton for a single. So Simeon opens the third with a ringing single to center. John Murray is our engineer here whenever we're in the Bay Area. The Score Studios downtown Chicago. Herb Lawrence and Joe Ostrowski working there.
That was a 93-mile-an-hour fastball out over the plate, a little bit away, and he didn't try to pull it, didn't try to do anything, but hit it right back up the middle. As I remember, Simeon, very good at guiding the ball up the middle to hit for average.
That was a rocket.
Yes.
So the leadoff man on, second place hitter is the third place hitter, Josh Reddick, a walk the first time up as Rodon throws over to first. That is just a calling card to let Marcus Simeon know he's thinking about him, but not designed to pick him off. Checking that out-of-town scoreboard brought to you by Menards. Save money on your home improvement needs. Visit Menards. The Cubs went extras today and beat the Pirates 11-10, and that was 10-all into the 10th. They won in 11. That pitch in, 1 ball, no strikes. Continuing that National League board, Philadelphia beat Arizona in the city of brotherly love. The fight fills 4, the Diamondbacks 3. San Francisco beat Cincinnati 10-2. Milwaukee playing the Mets out in Queens. Shut them down 7-0. There's a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike on Josh Reddick. Let's see who else is playing. It's 3. San Diego's hosting Washington. 4-0 Nats in the third. Colorado playing the Dodgers at Chavez Ravine. Dodgers lead 1-0. They had an hour and 46-minute rain delay last night. The Dodgers, when they came back, they wound up losing the game. They were leading.
So I was just hearing, like in the background, something that you just never hear of, or maybe it hasn't really happened. Rain delay in San Diego and in L.A.
That's the first time in L.A. that the game's been held by rain within 10 or 12 years. I believe that's what they said. Next one to Reddick. Through the wickets of the catcher Soto to the backstop. That's going to either redefine a wild pitch or that's a pass ball. And that's a strike.
Yeah, he checked his swing. They asked down at third base, and Chris Conroy confirmed that he did go too far, which he did.
Hernandez just gave the bad news to Reddick.
Well,
he did swing at that, didn't he?
Yeah, the bat was out in front of home plate.
Yeah. He wandered out in front of home plate. Instead of being 2-1, it's 1-2 now on Josh Reddick.
Yeah, you know.
Remember what we said in Milwaukee? Some crews call it early.
Right.
Others don't call it at all. If that was the group in Milwaukee, that was going to be a ball.
That's true. We'll take it for what it's worth, and now you got a man in scoring position, and you got to bear down.
No outs, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Wrote down a look at second at Simeon. Now Dios to Reddick. The pitch, jam shot, follow to play to the left. He's hanging in there on a pitch that was on his hands.
Well, Reddick has been good this year. I mean, you mentioned the 25 runs batted in, and now he's got one out there to try and drive in.
To go with those 25, we talked about it, 6 home runs. The Red Sox give up on him early?
I wouldn't say that.
He's found a home here in Oakland.
Yes.
1 ball, 2 strikes. The 1-2 to Reddick in the dirt, smothered by Soto. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
And Reddick is the best hitter with 2 strikes this year. When it talks about hitting the ball hard with a 2-strike count on him,
yeah,
he's the best in baseball out of 220 players. Averages at 224. He's going to hit the ball hard compared to all the rest of baseball at .93.
I think you can get him up and in right now with a fastball.
You know, this is a guy in the past I look at pretty much a strikeout guy in these situations. Not the case this season.
3 balls, 2 strikes. This is lefty on lefty. Simeon at second. Rodon will look there, and the 3-2 pitch, the swing and a pop-up foul. I said 3-2. I think the count is 2 balls, 2 strikes. The scoreboard says 3-2. I don't think he's there yet. The umpire just checked, but he is not. Now he has registered. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes. Scoreboard says 3-2, but it's 2 balls, 2 strikes. Simeon wanders to a lead away from second, and the 2-2 to Reddick, down and in, 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Reddick is a guy that you've got to be aware that somehow when he gets to 2 strikes this season, he becomes more focused, short and quick to the ball.
Well, we have seen the emergence of breaking balls and changeups on 3-2. This is not called for one. Rodon will look at second, the 3-2. Breaking ball swung and a missed, strike 3. I guess it did call for one. That's the 3rd strikeout for Rodon. He punches out Reddick, and that is noteworthy.
Well, Carlos has definitely got a slider that looks like a fastball, and on 3-2, a lot of times as a veteran player, you're looking at a rookie out there going, there's no way this guy's got the, you know what, to throw me a 3-2 breaking ball.
Fortitude.
Yeah. So you look for the fastball, and if he throws you a 3-2 slider, you just tip your cap and you go back to the dugout.
But there is gnashing of teeth when you go back, isn't there?
More along the lines of, I can't believe he had the, you know,
the intestinal fortitude to throw that in there.
to throw me that pitch there.
Here's Billy Butler, reached on an error the first time up, loves the first pitch, and there it is. Bounce foul, strike 1. It goes back a long way. When you're a pitcher, you know the first ball hitters are swinging at the first pitch. Butler notorious for that in his career.
Billy, you know, overall, he's not doing great. He's not doing poorly. He's pretty much what we saw late the last year or two with Kansas City.
Next one, bounce foul. There's that slider in on his hands. 0-2 the count of Billy Butler. He's hitting the 255 range. Started the night at 257. 3 homers, 17 runs batted in.
Career 294 hitter, Billy Butler, and has 1,300 hits.
Smart hitter.
Yep.
Just spread his stance out that right-handed batter's box. Wrote down a look at second at Simeon. 2-0 Sox, 1 out. 3rd inning, the pitch to Butler, strike 3 called. Did he think too much?
Well, I think it was a combination, to be honest with you.
Quick pitch?
Well, he just didn't feel that he was going to throw him a strike 1, and he sure as heck didn't feel that he was going to throw it at 96 miles an hour on the
he'd have a chance.
He couldn't pull the trigger. He's like, whoa.
He was looking away, too.
Coming in hot.
Yeah. So back-to-back strikeouts. The total now is 4 for Carlos. Simeon still at second, moved up on a wild pitch. There's Brett Lowry 0 for 1, the third baseman with a pop to right. And the delivery, Lowry takes strike 1. He's starting to heat it up there and in the strike zone.
Yeah, that was a pretty good cutter on the inner part. And you've got a very aggressive hitter in Brett Lowry who, now that he has a strike on him, he's ready to go.
Lowry 261 coming in with a couple of home runs. The 0-1 to Brett straightened him up. 1 ball, 1 strike. When the White Sox bat in the 4th, it is 6, 7, and 8. Gillespie, Ramirez, and then Soto. If one reaches, Carlos Sanchez will bat. 2 runs for the White Sox, 3 hits and error. No runs, 3 hits for the A's. Infield plays back, and the outfield fairly deep as Rodon from the set looks at second. The next one, Lowry, swinging a ground ball up the middle. A play for Sanchez has it. The throw to first. He's out, so are the A's. No runs, 1 hit, a single, a wild pitch, and a runner left at second. 3 complete to the 4th, 2-0 White Sox.
Boys and Bernstein, afternoons 1 to 6. It's free Sox tickets and unique Chicago sports conversation. On the Score.
There's a reason.
You kidding me? What a pairing.
What are some other pairings?
You know, grilled fish. Can't go wrong with that.
I grill a lot of chicken, and of course our dad was
Chicken Master.
To hear all about Leinenkugel's Summer Shandy, look for the Leinie's Beer Cast on our Facebook page. Jacob Leinenkugel Brewing Company, Chippewa Falls, Wisconsin. Please enjoy Leinie's responsibly.
Tailgate with the White Sox Radio Network and US 99.5 before the Sox-Minnesota game Sunday, May 24th, starting at 11 a.m. on 35th and Shields. Enjoy samples, play games, and win prizes at this free tailgate featuring Master of Mixes Loaded Bloody Mary Mix, Hudsonville Ice Cream, Rock and Refuel Protein Milk Beverage, US Bank, and O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Beggar's Pizza has been serving great pizza for 39 years. Head to the next Sox game to try Beggar's Pizza or visit one of the pizza. They lay it on thick.
White Sox turn here in the 4th. They lead 2-0. Glad you're along tonight from the Coliseum in Oakland.
Carlos Rodon settling in nicely to his second start as a big leaguer. Gave up the walk in the first inning. A couple of hits in the second, but stranded those runners, striking out Coco Crisp in the second. Leadoff single by Simeon to get things started for the A's in the third. Struck out the next two and then got the ground out. So far, very strong performance by Carlos. See if we can get the offense going again here in the fourth.
Some more runs.
Yeah.
Gillespie to lead it off. Connor, a single into center field that accounted for one run. And the White Sox scored two and left the bases loaded, had the bases loaded with no outs and managed 2 runs. They lead 2-0 here in the fourth. Pitch to Gillespie, inside corner for strike one. Looked like a cutter or a slider. But by far the best breaking pitch we've seen from Jesse Hahn so far. He has settled down nicely since almost a disastrous first. This is still anybody's ball game. We're in the fourth, 2-0 Sox. This pitch down the middle, 0-2 now, and Connor Gillespie did not like the news yesterday that I got from Southern California as the Cavaliers disposed of the Chicago Bulls. Bulls fan my whole life, and injuries certainly for both clubs, but they played better than we did. Hopefully next year we'll beat the Cavaliers. There's a swing and a miss. Gillespie out on strikes. Hahn has his third strikeout. Back-to-back strikeouts. You count Garcia to close out the third, and Gillespie opening his fourth.
Yeah, both strikeouts coming on the curveball. So he came into this game at a very low chase percentage on his breaking stuff. I mean, nobody's swinging at it. Well, all of a sudden, it's an effective pitch, and the White Sox hitters are chasing it out of the strike zone.
Here's Ramirez, a forced play in the first with the bases loaded, went 1-2 back to the pitcher and then home. And the curveball whacked on the ground foul just past third, 0-1.
And there's such a thing as becoming overconfident with that curveball. I think it's okay. Doesn't look like a great pitch. The pace of it at this point throws the hitter off enough to where they're out in front.
I think that's the thing, absolutely. The pace, and you've got to wait for it, as you said. That one's down and away. The count 1 ball, 1 strike. Was that another curveball, a little harder?
Yeah, I think that was a slider.
Okay. Talked about this before. Very hard to have a curveball that has a demonstrative break with velocity and a slider at the same time. Just hard to do that. The 1-1 pitch, a bunt up the third base line and a beauty. Lowry will let this roll, and it's probably going to hit the bag, and it just did.
Where has that been?
That is a base hit waiting.
I mean, I just don't know why the White Sox players have not done that more. It makes no sense to me. It's part of baseball. It makes everything better for you and your team. You see the ball better when you bunt because you watch it all the way back to home plate. And now you draw on the corners, too, because they have to play up because you are a guy that will bunt.
He had Lowry waiting, didn't have a play. Might as well let it go foul. This ball stayed far and hit the base.
Yes.
Stayed fair all the way. So 1 out, 1 on. Here's Carlos Sanchez, called third strike. Leading off the second. We're in the fourth. Sox leading 2-0. And the pitch down and away. Ball 1. I said Carlos Sanchez. This is Giovanni Soto. Sanchez is next. And Soto 6-4 on the force play to close out the first inning. 1 out, 1 on. Sanchez in the on-deck circle waiting for Giovanni Soto. His numbers coming in. 205, a couple of home runs and 5 runs batted in. 1 ball, no strikes, and a quick move over to first and diving back safely with no problem is Ramirez. If you look strictly at Ramirez stealing bases, he's tried it twice. He's been caught once, he's been safe once, and that's about it.
Well, you basically have to look at the effort of the White Sox in stolen bases this year as, well, non-existent. 7 stolen bases, caught stealing 10 times.
Yeah.
Oh, no bueno.
No, bueno would not be in that term for sure. That pitch, that's low, and to the mound goes Fegley as the count goes to 2-0. Ramirez was going to run, it looked like, there, and it fell down at first base. Went to one knee.
Yeah, well,
with his secondary lead anyway.
On the pickoff, he was leaning, and then when he threw to the plate, he had a big jump towards second, but his timing was off, so he stopped, and as you said, looked like he almost went down to the ground to stop himself. So Josh Fegley now runs out there to have a conversation with the pitcher and says, hey, look, that's twice now he's made a move towards second. The problem is, if you're Ramirez, you better not be running now.
Right. Especially 2-0. Let the kid get comfortable at home plate as Soto waits, or the batter, that is. Here's a swing and a high pop-up. Reddick didn't see it at first, but now he does. over towards the line and right makes the catch. I'm not so sure he was confident he was going to catch that. So Soto pops to right.
I think that was one of those trying to sell it jobs like you didn't see it to trick the base runner.
What we have here now is we had sunlight until the second inning. Now with the sun setting, you have the marine layer coming in from the Pacific.
Yes.
Temperatures are certainly cooling, but it looks like a cloudy night. This will fool you if you come to California for first or second time. Oh, it's getting cloudy.
Yeah, no, this typical California evening here where that marine layer, as you said, that you've been around forever now in California.
I've been out here a while, not forever.
Yeah.
2 down, and here is the aforementioned Sanchez. First pitch swinging, ground ball to Sogard. The second baseman has it, throws him out. White Sox are gone here in the fourth. No runs, a bunt single by Ramirez. He's left. The White Sox have left 4 through 4 innings of at-bats. Bottom of the fourth coming up here from the Coliseum. A's coming up. They trail the Sox 2-0.
Mulligan Hanley, mornings 5 to 9. Start your day with the most insightful Sox talk in Chicago on 670 The Score.
Hi, my name is Adam Eden. I play for your favorite South Side baseball team, and I drive a CJ Wilson Mazda.
Light up the grill and pass me a dog. Summer is finally here, which means it's the perfect time to buy or trade during CJ Wilson Mazda's summer sales events. Wow, it sounds like CJ Wilson Mazda just hit another grand slam with its all-star service and selection. CJ Wilson Mazda is one of the nation's largest Mazda dealer groups with one of the nation's largest inventories, which means CJ Wilson Mazda is sure to have your Mazda with a huge amount of inventory arriving every day. Test drive a CJ Wilson Mazda at Orland Park on 159th Street and Countryside on LaGrange Road, and now in Lake Villa on Grand Avenue. CJ Wilson Mazda is the proud sponsor of the Zoom 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 inning. Back-to-back-to-back home runs by our team in the 6th means someone wins a Mazda 6. See dealer for complete details. Log on to ZoomZoomNation.com for everything you need to know about our ongoing summer sales events.
I am Adam Eden. I am ZoomZoomNation.com.
Earn your MBA from St. Xavier University's AACSB accredited Graham School of Management. St. Xavier's Graham School holds the longest standing and most recognized form of accreditation a business program can earn, giving graduates a competitive advantage. St. Xavier's MBA program allows students to choose from 10 concentrations, including management, marketing, finance, and healthcare. For more information about St. Xavier's MBA programs and to register for an open house, visit sxu.edu. Keyword open house. That's sxu.edu. Keyword open house. Belgian waffles are back at White Castle for a limited time, so make great choices. It's hard to choose. White Castle, the crave is a powerful thing.
Yeah, Lennox come up here in the fourth inning, trailing the Sox 2-0. It's Fagley, Kana, and then Burns. Looking at Burns, hit a single on the infield. He could scoot, folks. And then Sogard, the ninth place hitter, singled to right. They had runners at first and third, couldn't convert. That pitch blazes in there for strike one. Fagley 0 for 1 with a fly deep left field. We're in the fourth. Sox 2 runs across in the first. Here's the 0-1 to Josh. Outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. I didn't get a chance to talk to him today, but I will tomorrow. Is Josh Fagley. He was with the White Sox last year. One of the duo we had from the University of Indiana in Bloomington, Indiana. There's a swing and a miss. Helicopter swing. He went all the way around over his helmet, 1 and 2.
Yeah, Fagley, we saw him do that quite a bit with the White Sox. Yeah. He looks for the ball middle in. He's trying to pull everything, and then you pitch him a running fastball away, and his body's going one way, but the bat's trying to reach out there for another thing.
The 1-2 to Josh Fagley, down, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Soto, both shin guards caught that as it was headed to the backstop. And someone asked me within the last 2 weeks, why does the catcher always do that? Because he's used to it. If there's somebody on, he can't say, oh, I'm going to block all the baseballs in the dirt. If you do it on everyone, then you never caught. The 2-2 to Fagley. High fly hit way back and left. This is charged. Cabrera to the track at the fence. It's gone for a home run. It's now 2-1 White Sox. Fagley hit a hanging pitch, his first home run of the season.
You know, you want to show your old team what they're missing, and Fagley, he can hit a fastball, and he can hit one that's right down the middle or in, and I think that was, as you said, hanging right down the middle, and it was supposed to be away.
It said hit me.
Yeah, it was supposed to be away, and we would have got that same result probably of the previous swing, that helicopter swing and a miss.
This helicopter went a long way. That went over the fence into the seats. And that's a journey that's over 375, 380 out there. That one misses ball 1. That ball was crushed. it went into the marine layer and came down a long way from home plate. Pena waits in the 1-0, a pop-up short right field. Out goes Sanchez. In comes Avi Garcia towards the line of right. Now back towards center field and makes the catch. What's going on out there?
It's windy. Kind of pushing the ball all around, and right now you've got that dusk where it's hard to see the ball when it goes up above the lights. Then you're trying to just follow it and track it, and wind's blowing it a bit. Oh, yeah.
So here's where, if you could call it trouble, Rodon ran into that in the second with 2 outs. Nobody aboard. Burns hit one up the middle over the bag at second. Ramirez shielding Sanchez, couldn't get it. And Sanchez, Carlos got it and then had to throw to first, but Butler was on a sprint to the first base bag and made it with little to spare. He got there just in time, one step, and he was safe. And I think he was breaking it down, meaning he was already past the bag and just said, I'm on the move and I'm there already.
Oh, yeah.
1 ball, no strikes on Burns in the 1-0. That's down the way. 2 balls, no strikes. And Burns hitting close to 293 right now. I'm going to check the adjusted. He's over 300. He's at 304 with that hit.
Well, not a whole lot of hits yet. 14 hits.
289 coming in. 1 for 1. 1 out, a run home. 2-1 Sox, and that pitch, that's down and away. The count now 3-0.
There are certain guys I've looked at in my career that don't really need to aim for the corners. They could just throw it down the middle with their pitches.
Yeah.
Rodon's one of those guys. He's got good movement on the fastball.
Burns taking, and he just took ball 4. So a home run, a fly to right, and now a walk, and here's Eric Sogard, the second baseman.
Friday, May 22nd, come see the White Sox take on the Twins at 7:10. All fans are invited to stay for a spectacular post-game fireworks show presented by Magellan Corporation. Purchase tickets, visit whitesox.com, or call 866-SOX-GAME.
So here's Sogard, first time up, hooked one under the glove of Jose Abreu into right field. 261 coming in. He's now at 268. White Sox leading 2-1 here in the Athletics fourth. Had 2 runs in the first and left the bases loaded. Had no outs and the bases loaded. And managed but 2 runs. Double play in order, but you're going to have to turn it fast. Rodon to throw over to first, and Burns is back standing safely.
Well, as much as we've talked about his speed, he's obviously only tried to steal 3 times.
We saw him in spring training. He can go.
Oh, he's quick and fast.
1 out, a run home, runner at first, and the pitch to Sogard. I guess it's high, 1 ball, no strikes. Angel Hernandez calling balls and strikes, waits and waits, and then he makes the decision.
You know, we don't know if down there he's saying ball right away and then giving you the body language, right. But it's definitely tough to tell what he's going to do. You got to wait and say, oh, okay, there it is.
The home run by Fagley, the first home run given up by Carlos Rodon in what is now the 16th inning that he has pitched in.
You know, obviously he's going to give up some home runs because he's out there pitching. And he's a starter now. It's not as easy to give him up when you're out there as a reliever and you're not out there very often.
1 ball, no strike. Soto through the signs of the 1-0. That's down the middle, a strike call, 1-1.
I wasn't sure where he was going because they had that delay call again.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, okay, there it is.
I'm waiting. Hits are even at 4. Sox leading by a run at 2-1. Tying run Burns at first as Sogard waits for the 1-1. And from the set, Rodon deals in. Did it hit him? Spun out of the way, but 2 balls and a strike.
I'll just say Sogard's up there to hit. He does not walk very often. So, you know, you got to be a little bit closer to the plate, and he'll go after stuff.
Abreu was hit by a pitch. That was not one that you say, I'm going to retaliate on this. But also when you look at Hahn, he's hit 4 batters now for the A's this season, pitching in under 27 innings. 2 balls, 1 strike, the 2-1. That's inside 3-1. A walk here does 2 things. It moves the runner into scoring position at first. Burns, and it probably brings Cooper to the mound.
You mentioned Abreu being, you know, hit, but it wasn't really like nicked his jersey.
Exactly.
So when you talk about Hahn hitting 4, we don't know what the other ones were. He could have hit him right in the middle of the back.
Big pitch here for Carlos Rodon and the Sox. 3-1 on Sogard and a 3-1, Eric. That's a strike, 3-2.
That pitch looked like he pretty much just took the batter out of the equation, just said, I'm going to throw this right down the middle of the catcher.
If you're Melvin, do you run here?
I don't.
2-1.
I don't. And the reason being is that Rodon's a strikeout pitcher. And if you're going to put it on with the hit-and-run type thing, no, forget it.
3 balls, 2 strikes. Burns at first will draw the attention with the throw over there from Rodon. He's back safely once again.
You know, you can look at it as a straight steal. As long as you've got it in the mind of your speedster at first base, this is not a hit-and-run. You're stealing the base, fine. But generally, when you make them run on 3 and 2, it's because they're making sure the hitter's going to make contact.
Burns leaning. He's running at 3-2, a walk.
And Burns had a bad jump, so it was definitely not a straight steal. And as you said, he walks him. Here comes Cooper.
And this will be one of those things you've talked about, Darren, where he comes out and he goes, okay, this is what we want to do. This is Covelli, Coco, Crisp. This is how we're going to approach him. Get him to hit the ball on the ground, keep the ball down, throw strikes. The priority is on strikes. And what he does is he takes the availability of saying, don't do this or that, because you don't want to start with that. You want to tell him what you want.
Right.
And then he can carry it out. By the way, Rodon has thrown 65 pitches into this 4th inning.
Pitch count's up there a bit, but he, you know, as quickly as he's got the pitch count up there elevated here in the 4th, he can get the ground ball and roll up the double play, and you're out of there, and you settle back in the 5th.
So Cooper's stay is short, and Angel Hernandez went out there, and his stay was even shorter. And it could be something like this. They clap their hands. They go, okay, guys, let's go on here. And you say something to him, and he departs, and so does the pitching coach.
You know, the one thing I can say about White Sox starters this year that I definitely like to see an improvement upon is they need to have some 1, 2, 3 innings. We're just not getting them.
No. But we get part of the way there, like in the 2nd, then the 8th and 9th hitters with singles. The first inning, 2 outs, a walk to Reddick, then an error. That led to some more pitches thrown. But here, it's been the pitcher after the home run, a fly to right, then consecutive walks, totaling now 3 in the game for Carlos. He's in the 4th. The Sox leading by a run. Hits are even at 4. Tie and run at 2nd. Go ahead run at 1st. Burns the lead away from 2nd. And Crisp at home plate should be swinging on the first pitch. And here it is. Outside, just a smidge, ball 1. I think he was looking in because I don't think he was taking, but if that ball center cut, he would have swung at it.
I agree. And trust me, Coco Crisp has power and will try and hook one out of here if you pitch it middle in.
1 ball, no strikes, infield double play depth. And the 1-0, that's high, 2 balls, no strikes. What happened in the first for Hahn is now raising ahead for Rodon here in the 4th. That's a round home plate, but not necessarily over it. Now the bullpen is getting up and stretching. And someone from the bench is running down in the bullpen. 2 balls, no strikes. Big pitch here to Covelli Crisp. That's inside low, 3-0. A walk loads him up for Marcus Semien.
And Semien is the guy you don't really want up with the bases loaded and just 1 out.
3 balls, no strikes. 4th inning. Rodon a look at 2nd and the 3-0 to Crisp. Blazes in there, 3-1. That was easy heat. Nothing other than that. Here it is, hit it.
94 miles an hour, too. So, really, he didn't do anything but say, all right, I'm going to throw it down the middle. We've talked about that already twice now. He's got to do the same thing. If he can work it away where he can hit it off the end of the bat, perfect.
3 balls, 1 strike. Infield at double play depth. The 3-1 to Crisp. 3-2 now. Crisp didn't like the call. He dropped the bat. And picking it up, Soto to give it back to him. Myself, I would not have done that. You put it down, you pick it up.
Absolutely.
3-2.
And no, this is not a running situation with Crisp with 1 hit. And today he's over to 1 hit on the season. You definitely are putting yourself in the double play situation for the strike him out, throw him out if you send these runners.
Keep the ball down, make it a strike. 3-2. Runners at 1st and 2nd. The 3-2 they go. The pitch followed a play to the right. So they rolled the dice. And a foul ball, they'll reset at 1st and 2nd. We could have a line drive double play before we have that. Let's pause 10 seconds here. We're going to have an ID break. Back at 10 on the Score on the Sox Radio Network.
Hanley here from the Mully and Hanley Show. We talk Sox and the rest of Chicago sports. Mornings 5 to 9 on Sports Radio 670 The Score, WSCR, and HD Chicago, WJMK, HD2 Chicago.
4th inning, uprising for the A's. 1 out, runners at 1st and 2nd. Carlos Rodon in a jam. 3-2 the pitch, and here it is. He walked, and then the bases are loaded on walks. That's 4 walks with 1 out. Or I should say 4 walks since the 1st inning, 3 since 1 out here in the 4th, and they're loaded for Marcus Semien. John Murray is our engineer here at the Coliseum in Oakland with Darren Jackson and Farmer covering White Sox baseball. In the sports studios downtown Chicago, Herb Lawrence, Joe Ostrowski. Folks, I just want you to know this. Rodon's got a great arm. He's learning how to pitch here at the major league level, and you're going to have growing pains. Let's have a double play off the bat of Simeon in the pitch. Strike one called in the inside corner.
Dropped a slider on him.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. This is where you've got to pinch Simeon up the middle, and they're not doing it. He can hit into the double play because he'll bounce it up past the mound.
The 0-1 high and outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. The go-ahead run is Sogard at second. Tying run, Burns at third, and over at first is Cavelli Crest. There is speed on the base pass.
Oh, yes.
The gapper can clear the bases. 1 ball, 1 strike on Marcus in the 1-1. A swing and a pop-up falling out of play. Beat him with a fastball down 1-2. If you need a strikeout, Rodon is a strikeout pitcher and can get one right here.
Well, either you're going to have to go way upstairs and hope he chases, or you're going to have to throw that slider down and in. He can catch up to your fastball.
1 ball, 2 strikes, infield double play depth, and the 1-2 to Simeon high and outside, 2-2. When he has tried to overthrow that, Darren, it's been outside and it's been high.
Just looking, and looked like he definitely tried to overthrow that slider there.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Hitters count in the 2-2 to Simeon. Struck him out swinging. What was that? It was by him.
It was a slider. That one, he didn't try to overthrow.
That is the 5th strikeout for Carlos, and he will deal with one Josh Reddick right now. The moment of truth is right now.
Just looking at the replay, Ed, and Simeon wanted to take that slider, but he realized it was on the outside corner coming back, so last second, tried to get out there and get a piece of it.
Two outs. Reddick, the last time up, swung at a 3-2 breaking ball, and he's going to jump on the first thing in his direction, and here it is if it's in the zone. That's a low strike. 0-1, borderline call.
Just looks like now he's decided, look, I've got better command of my slider than I do my fastball, so why not use it?
Reddick, left-handed batter, Rodon, the left-handed pitcher. Bases loaded, 2-1 Sox, the 0-1. Low. That looked like it was a better pitch, 1 ball, 1 strike. But up where we are, Darren, we can't tell the height of the pitch.
No, we're looking straight down on the field.
Pitch is thrown. He's reached a total of 80. Rodon in the jam with 2 down, the 1-1. The Reddick, a swing and a line drive to right. This looks like it's going to get down, and it does. This is trouble. It's going to go to the wall. 1 run in. Sogard coming around. Reddick heading for third to throw home, not in time. A 3-run triple. Reddick's at third base, and the A's lead for the first time.
Talked about it earlier. Reddick doing such a great job with men in scoring position. Now has 28 runs batted in.
These are 3 walks that have scored, and it's 4-2 Oakland. You can point to a couple things, and certainly youth will be served here with Carlos Rodon. This is a learning experience. What wasn't a learning experience was the 2 runs in the first inning with the bases loaded. That's all we got. We should have had a minimum of 3 and probably 4 or 5. There's Billy Butler, the 8th man to bat for the A's in the first one. A fastball, strike 1. Walks, 3 of them have turned into 3 runs. The A's leading 4-2.
I think you're correct when you say that this is a learning experience for Carlos Rodon, and that's every time he gets out there now.
A home run started this from Fagley. Here's a shot foul. Line drive. Did that make it into the seats? It did. 3 rows back. The count now 0-2 on Billy Butler. When the White Sox bat in the 5th, top of the order, Eaton, Cabrera, and Abreu are due up. Pitch to Butler, a line drive to right. Garcia started in, now it goes back. He's there and makes the catch, and that's it. The A's sent 8 men to home plate, score 4, and leave a runner at third. 3 of the runs on walks that came around in the triple by Reddick, and they leave Josh at third base. We played through 4 to the 5th. It's 4-2 Oakland.
Chicago Sports Talk is what we do best. Join us, won't you? Spiegel and Goff, 9 a.m. to 1 on The Score.
The Village of New Lenox.
O'Reilly. Stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts and purchase 5 quarts of Valvoline conventional motor oil and a MicroGuard filter for $22.99. Get a $10 O'Reilly Auto Parts gift card by mail. Plus, earn double O Rewards points on this offer. O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day. Limits apply. See store for details.
O'Reilly Auto Parts. Save thousands on motorhomes, trailers, and fifth wheels at the General RV.
White Sox led 2-0 to the bottom of the fourth inning. Pegley led it off with a home run. Then with one out, walks to Burns, Sogard, Crisp. Simeon struck out, and then Reddick tripled down the right field line to the corner, scoring all three of those walks. We open the fifth. It's 4-2 Oakland on 5 hits to the White Sox 4. It is Adam Eaton for the Sox, Cabrera and Abreu to follow. And the delivery, high and outside from Jesse Hahn for ball 1. 3 strikeouts for Hahn. He's a double play ball, a hit batter, and a couple of walks. Eaton led the game off with a double and a run scored. The Sox had the bases loaded, got 2, and with no outs, that's all they could get. They should have had at least 3 and maybe 4 or 5.
You know, I was looking at it the other way. Yeah, we failed. We should have probably scored more, but 2 should have been enough because you're winning. Now you've got to get more.
The 1-1, Eaton almost hit him 2 balls and a strike. Mentioned earlier, last year at San Diego, he was 7-4 was Jesse Hahn, with an earned run average just over 3 at 3.07.
Well, there's definitely potential you can see, but it just took him a little settling in period, and, well, since then he shut us down.
The next one, Adam Eaton, that's high and outside, 3-1. You can let us back in the game with walks.
You know, I look at it this way. Right now, watching Adam Eaton, he's doing a good job bearing down. And that's what it's going to take, in my opinion. Our hitters need to get back up there in this inning, next inning, the every inning after, and bear down and get some runs.
On this road trip, he's 7 for 15. The 3-1 Adam Eaton, that's a called strike. That was a gift. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
You know, now you're forced, if you're Adam, hey, anything close, you got to go. But he's had a good at-bat working deep in the count.
Hahn has thrown curveballs in these pitch counts. The 3-2 pitch, swung and a miss, strike 3 through a fastball that was sinking by him.
Now, he's pitching with some renewed confidence, that's for sure.
So the first man up becomes a strikeout victim. Number 4 registered by Hahn. 1 out for Melky Cabrera.
This is the guy that has gone in the opposite direction of the White Sox, what they need. He's gotten cold. He's also not really driven the ball the way he's capable. He only has 3 extra base hits this year. He's got to get it going in that direction.
He's 1 for 12 on the road trip with a couple of walks. There's a floater over for strike 1. Now Hahn's making pitches he could not have even thought about in the first inning, as he was all over, well, he was all over the road, as my partner would say. Here's the 0-1. Line drive out of play to the left. 0-2 now, Melky Cabrera.
You know, Melky, just a .287 slugging percentage, and he's far better than that. Somebody you expect his slugging percentage to be over 400. We got to get him going.
310 from the left-handed batter's box this year coming in. Here's a bouncing ball up the middle. Play for Sogard. Behind the bag at second. The throw is in time to get Cabrera. 2 outs. Bases clear for Abreu. It is 4-2 Oakland here on the White Sox 5th.
Sox fans, join us on Saturday, May 23rd at 3:10 p.m. as the White Sox take on the Twins. Be sure to arrive early, as we're going to retire Paul Konerko's number 14 in a pregame ceremony. The first 20,000 fans will receive a Paul Konerko replica statue presented by Xfinity. Xfinity, your home for the most live sports.
Abreu, he's 1 for 1 officially with 2 at-bats. He was hit by a pitch the last time up. And batters hit by Hahn this season, 4 of them. That floater, inside, ball 1. That was a strike to Melky Cabrera. That's called ball 1 to Abreu.
You know, sometimes we want the instant offense.
Yeah.
I'll take it now.
Okay, with 2 outs, the pitch to Abreu. Swinging a bouncing ball to short. Simeon circles, has it, direct throwing line to first. He's got him. A 1-2-3 inning for Hahn. He's retired the last 5. Official ball game halfway through tonight's game here in Oakland. A's lead 4-2.
Get your breaking White Sox news with us first. Boers and Bernstein afternoons 1 to 6 on the Score.
Hey, take you get 10 cents off a gallon of gas for 30 days after sign up. When you sign up for Refreshing Rewards, you get rewards based on visits, not on points. After 25 visits, you'll become a VIP with deals including the lowest gas prices available for 24 hours and more. Come into Thornton's today and sign up for the Refreshing Rewards card. Then every day will be a big deal.
Maximize your workout with a great-tasting Rockin' Refuel protein milk beverage. It rocks 30 grams of quality protein to help build muscles. Available in the dairy case at Jewel Osco.
Rodon comes out to start the fifth, a fourth inning that he will grow from, certainly. A couple of runs across, 4 of those. A home run by Bagley, and then with 1 out, 3 walks, and then a triple by Reddick with 2 outs. But he left the runner at third, so the Sox are down by a deuce. As we open the A's fifth, they lead 4-2 on 5 hits. And for Oakland, Brett Lowry did not bat in the fourth. He leads off here in the fifth. Lowry, nothing out of 2, a pop to right and a grounder to second. There's strike 1. Pitch is thrown by Carlos. The next one will cross the threshold of 84 and 85. Lowry, right-handed batter, waiting for Carlos to deal the 0-1. Here it is. The swinging of pop-up foul right side out of play, 0-2.
I think your point made last half inning was the fact that, the White Sox inability to break open that first inning, score at least 3 or 4 runs, whereas the A's do the complete opposite and do break things wide open in the fourth by scoring 4.
0-2 on Lowry, the 0-2. This is pulled foul on the ground up the third base line. You waste those opportunities. You don't get them often enough, but when you have a pitcher on the hook, and Hahn was there for the taking, you manage 2 and leave 3, that's usually not a good sign.
Yeah, White Sox hitting seem to put pressure on themselves.
Next one, Lowry takes a close one, very close, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
And if you're Todd Stevenson, the hitting coach, you've got to start, and I know he's been doing this, but you've got to start reaching your hitters and letting them know it's the pitcher on the hook. Don't go up there and help him. Make him come to you.
The 1-2 to Lowry, that's in the dirt, 2-2. New baseball put in play. When you look at Rodon, the talent is there. We all know that. He is working his way through the big leagues, finding out, and you can tell me whatever you want, but having experienced it, you don't know if your stuff's good enough and you think you have to do more. You find out in the long run, you don't have to do a lot. That pitch inside, 3-2 now. So what you do is you work deep in counts. Certainly the pitch count will betray you, but you're just trying to feel your way as if you can compete at the big league level to be successful.
Only comes with experience.
Exactly right. 3 balls, 2 strikes on Lowry. And Rodon's 3-2 pitch. He walked him, was ahead 0-2 and walked him. Lowry wasn't so sure he walked either.
No, he was trying to sell it, that's for sure, and did.
That's 5 walks now for Carlos. To go with 5 strikeouts, the leadoff man on, and here's the catcher, Josh Bagley.
It's few and far between that young, talented pitchers get to the big leagues, and instantly they're impact guys.
Right.
Chris Sale, those guys are few and far between.
Rodon, he started in the bullpen also.
Well, that's right. Well, Rodon only a couple of outings out of the bullpen. Now he's getting a chance to start. Chris was out there a lot longer, that's for sure.
This is his second start in 5 appearances. Lowry at first, always a threat to run. Doesn't go here in the pitch. Bagley tried to hit another home run, 0-1, strike 1.
Well, he looks for the fastball, and he can catch up to the fastball. That's not an issue. You've just got to locate, and you will get him out.
This could be the Safeco Insurance double play of the game right here. With Safeco Insurance, do more.
Okay.
Infield double play depth. Rodon a look at first, and the 0-1 to Bagley. That's high. You cannot pitch him up. 1 ball, 1 strike. Keep the ball down. Maybe we can hit it on the ground.
That's the simplest form of pitching right there. Is like, I've got good sinking motion on my fastball. I don't have to throw it 96. Just keep it down, and it'll beat it into the ground for me.
That pitch way outside and high. 2 balls and a strike. The White Sox have a right-hander warming in their bullpen.
I believe that's Scott Carroll.
I think you're right. To the mound goes the catcher, Soto, to talk things over. I'm going to look at the out-of-town scoreboard, brought to you by General RV, nation's #1 family-owned RV dealer. They're in Huntley, getting to that scoreboard. The Angels defeated Baltimore 3-1 at Camden Yards. Cleveland 8-3, the final at the ballpark in Arlington, Texas. Kansas City all over the Yankees. They beat them 12-1. Tampa Bay lost at Minnesota 3-2 at Target Field, and the Twins disastrous start to the season. They're playing well now.
Well, the White Sox need to bounce back from this one and try and get a victory to start this trip out west, because they're starting to pull it together.
Here's the 2-1 to Fagley, inside and low, 3-1. A walk here may go to the bullpen with Ventura.
Yeah, I would agree with that. The pitch counts at 95. You want him to keep gaining experience, but positive experience. You don't want him out there and all of a sudden digging himself into another back-to-back inning hole by walking a bunch of guys.
That's right. 3 balls, 1 strike. You get him out of there. It might not be his day, but then again, he may find it with this pitch here. The 3-1 to Fagley. He walks. 6th walk. In the last inning plus 2 batters, that's 5, and Ventura on a walk to the mound.
Yes, sir. I'm going to go with this right now, even though I haven't seen the indication. But this pitching change is sponsored by the United Association of Union Plumbers, Fitters, Welders, and Service Technicians. Build with safety, on time, and on budget. Build the UA way.
Ventura on a walk to the mound. Hernandez, the home plate umpire, beat him out there. He wants to have a conference with the umpires. And he's gone to the bullpen with the change. Carroll will pitch, and he'll pitch when we come back after this 1 minute, 5-second break on the score on the Sox Radio Network.
Chicago Sports Talk is what we do on the Spiegel and Golf Show, 9 a.m. to 1 on the score.
When my son was a boy, he always...
So the new pitcher is number 67, Scott Carroll, the long reliever for the White Sox. Gets the call behind Carlos Rodon. Better days ahead for Carlos, that's a fact. On the year, Scott Carroll has pitched in 4 games. He's 0-1, has a 2.53 earned run average, 10 2/3 innings, 10 hits. Given up 7 runs, but only 3 of them have been earned. He's hit a batter, walked 2, and has 5 strikeouts. So Scott on with man on first and second base, that is. Fagley and Lowry have walked to start things off in this 5th. Now Kenna, Burns, and Sogard are the next 3 batters. That is 7, 8, and 9 for the Athletics. Fans visit a participating Chicagoland Great Clips salons by June 5th for the Great Clips Summer Sweepstakes. The grand prize winner will throw out the first pitch at Mullet Night on Friday, June 19th, plus White Sox tickets and a pregame patio party. Purchase your tickets today by visiting whitesox.com or call 866-SOX-GAME.
So the die is cast so far. It's 4-2 Oakland. They're trying to get more. 2 walks have opened this 5th. Rodon leaves, striking out 5 and giving up 6 walks, but also giving up 4 runs thus far. His property on the bases. There's Kana, that's inside for ball 1. This is growing pains, and I know it can be bad early, but I know this, the talent for Carlos Rodon, it's there, folks. Oozing talent. Carroll wants a double play ball. A look at second, the 1-0. Swung and a miss, 1-1.
That's a perfectly located fastball, sinking down and in, as you said, trying to get the ground ball on the left side. Canna, basically, he hits nothing but fastballs. The numbers are bearing out the fact that his home runs are on fastballs, his doubles. He does not hit many breaking pitches at all.
I think a ground ball to third could start something big, a triple play. Carroll, a glance at second. And the 1-1 to Canna, inside corner for a strike. There's that sinker again, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Real good pitch, and if you're Mark Canna, you're trying to stay out of the double play. You want something where you're not going to just bounce it onto the left side, and that pitch, well, that was one that if he takes a swing, probably what he would have done is bounce it to the third baseman.
Incomplete with the final line on Carlos Rodon. The final line is brought to you by Miller Lite. Enjoy Miller time responsibly, friends. Always designated driver. Look at second, the 1-2 pitch in the dirt. Nice stop by Soto. He went to the left-handed batter's box to flag that down. 2 balls, 2 strikes. That keeps the double play in order.
Well, he did, like you said, exactly what he's supposed to do, dropping down softly, making sure nobody advances on that pitch. And now he instills confidence in Carroll to keep throwing that pitch.
Two balls, 2 strikes, infield. The middle infielders look for a ground ball double play. He's at first and second. The pitch, foul tipped. Soto could hang on. The count remains 2 balls, 2 strikes. Our Marcana. When you look, Darren, strictly at his numbers, they bounce at you because the average, that's so 245 coming in, but the 5 home runs, 15 runs batted in, batting down the lineup, that's pretty good.
Yeah, when you have 25 hits and 5 of them are home runs and he has 3 doubles, that's pretty impressive.
This is where the reliever could bail out the starter by getting a double play ball and getting through this inning without giving up a run. It's 4-2 A's. We're in the 5th. And the 2-2 again. Almost hit him. Something sailing way in. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Yeah, it looked like he threw him a breaking ball that didn't really do much breaking, and Canna was not going to move. He kind of actually looked like he wanted to stick his elbow into that pitch.
That's a good idea, but then when it's coming, you go, wait a second,
Yeah.
I've miscalculated what I wanted to do here. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Runners at first and second, no outs in the A's fifth. And Carroll with a long look at second, the 3-2 pitch, swinging a high pop-up out of play, swung at ball 4.
Well, he had a feeling a fastball was on its way, and he's going to take his hacks in those situations. It's a fastball count, and he wants the heater to hit out of here.
Carroll taking his time. Canna's still not in the batter's box. Now he gets back in there. Straight up stance, right-handed batter. Gillespie, the third baseman, back behind the bag, and maybe a step towards the line at third. A look at second. Double glance there by Carroll. A pickoff move, no throw to second base. They had the second baseman, Sanchez, coming over to get a throw that never developed. 2 walks open this inning, and the departure of one Carlos Rodon led to Carroll coming in. The first man he's facing has gone 3-2 on. Three balls, 2 strikes, runners at first and second. The 3-2, sinker fouled. We'll do it again on 3-2. Coliseum has always been a great place. You talked about Mount Davis in center field, and when they put that in, there were very few seats in center field, but there was a walkway, and you could see the Bay Area Rapid Transit go by. That's the subway that goes under the bay that takes you to the city, as it's known. That's San Francisco. But when they put this up, it took a little bit away from the effects of what this field was all about. Carroll with another 3-2 pitch to Canna, swinging a foul ball past Gallego, the third base coach. The count hanging at 3-2. And they had some teams here in the 70s and also some in the 80s. But the A's, predominantly a low-budget team here. Billy Bean's done a nice job in scouting as well as signing players and making the trades. Where people didn't think this would work, has worked for him.
Well, that's a fact. They've kind of got away from that thought process of give me guys that get on base.
Yes.
They don't have that same high on-base percentage they used to.
Carroll with yet another 3-2 pitch to Canna, another foul on the ground.
Wow.
He keeps throwing them sinkers, he keeps pulling them foul.
Well, he keeps throwing them in the perfect location, right on the inside corner and down. And all he can do is the exact same swing on the exact same pitch. So he refuses to give in and try and alter his swing to make an out. And Carroll keeps throwing them in the same location. Now, who's going to give? Is it going to be Carroll say, that's it, I've had enough, I'll throw a different location and maybe pay for it? Or do you just say, I'm going to try and keep locating right there?
2 ways to look at this. Carroll keeps pounding the strike zone, and Canna keeps fouling him off. Now, if he gets a hit, they're going to think that's a great at-bat, and I don't blame him. If Carroll gets him out, you're going to think he did some nifty pitching.
Well, Soto running out there and talking to him, I don't know if that means, all right, let's just throw him a slider here, or if they're just going to stay in there.
I think he's throwing him a slider. 3 balls, 2 strikes, runners at first and second, and yet another 3-2 pitch. Sinker, strike 3 called. He was looking for the slider and got a running fastball.
You know what? Great visit, as it turns out, because he got Canna thinking.
Yes.
I mean, basically, it was the same pitch that he'd been fouling off, except for now he couldn't pull the trigger because he thought they had some kind of tricky conversation out there.
If it's any easier, here's Billy Burns, and it hasn't been thus far. A single to right, or I should say an infield single up the middle, and then a walk and a run scored in the fourth as the A's scored all 4 runs. It started with a home run by Fagley, and then with 1 out, 3 walks followed, then a Reddick triple with 2 outs after Simeon struck out.
Well, this is where a hitter like Burns puts pressure on himself and generally is going to just swing early in the at-bat.
He will try and go to right or to left field, too, Burns. The pitch, close, but ball 1. John Murray has given me a picture of the A's Coliseum. How's that look?
Oh, yeah. I used to.
Before Mount Davis.
Absolutely. It was a nice ballpark here.
They had seats around, but not above the first level.
Right.
And then you had the shrubbery out there, and so Reggie Jackson had a ball out there in the shrubbery. 1 ball, no strikes on Billy Burns, the center fielder. Carroll deals the 1-0. Followed a play to the left, 1 ball, 1 strike.
Yeah, this was a, graveyard of a ballpark back in the day when they didn't have that in center field, and you try to hit it, especially at night out that way.
Right.
Oh,
it
good
would
luck.
die in the,
oh, yeah.
No question, a heavy air.
Now
Fossey caught here.
Oh,
was
yeah.
one of them. Right field, the ball would go down the line real good and right, as well as left, but
Right.
not as. It really went to right field here.
They put this structure in center field. It changed everything on what the wind does in here, pushes the ball out of here all directions now, even at night, compared to the old days.
1 ball, 1 strike. Carroll will look at second. Now a whirl around move, and nobody's going anywhere. That A's team, they had Bert Campaneris at short. They had Sal Bando at third. Dick Green at second. Gene Tennis would play first base, but not all the time. They had a left-handed hitting first baseman. I'll come up with that name. I just have to think about it. Fossey caught, Tennis caught sometimes. And then in the outfield, they had Angel Manguel in left field, and he was a hitting machine. There's the pitch. Burns fouls that one off. He's trying to go to left field.
Where was Joe Rudy?
Joe Rudy played right and sometimes played left. But in center field, I've got to think about that one. They had white and blue starting in 71.
Billy North.
Billy North was on the team. He played center field.
Reggie
I had
Jackson.
to hit him once. Jackson was in right, and then Joe Rudy was in left. But I had to hit North because I was with the Tigers, and Billy Martin told me I had to hit him. Then I was supposed to hit Campaneris, and I couldn't do it. I mean, the umpire came out and said, you hit him, you're out of the game. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Burns takes a close one in, 2 balls, 2 strikes. And I went in the dugout because I was looking for Billy Martin. And I couldn't find him, and he was all the way at the left end of the dugout closest to home plate. You can't see him there. And he said, come here. And I went in there, and I expected the worst. I said I couldn't hit him. The umpire told me I couldn't hit him. He goes, no, we'll get him next time. You'll hit him the next time up. Oh, okay. 2 balls, 2 strikes. He was great to play for, Billy Martin. And the 2-2 to Burns, way outside with something off speed, 3-2. This is the second batter that Carroll has gone 3-2 on. This game is crawling along with bases on balls for sure tonight. This is not the way we intended it to be, but that's the way it is. Rodon did pitch as well as we've seen him, but then again, he's learning how to pitcher at the big league level. And you're going to have a polished pitcher in the next, hopefully the next 4 months. You're going to see a guy that controls the game by himself. 3 balls, 2 strikes on Burns. Runners at first and second. A's lead 4-2. The 3-2 pitch, he walked him. Bases are loaded. Walks load the bases for the second consecutive inning. It's ID time. We're back at 10 on the Score, the Sox Radio Network.
Jason Goff here from the Spiegel and Goff Show, weekdays 9 to 1, talking White Sox and all of Chicago's teams. This is WSCR in HD Chicago, WJMK HD2 Chicago.
With Darren Jackson at Farmer Coliseum in Oakland, Silverstock Coliseum. Glad you're with us tonight. We played into the bottom of the 5th. The A's leading 4-2. Walks, 3 of those in this inning. 7 by White Sox pitching has led to the runs tonight, that's for sure. Timely hitting, a triple with the bases loaded. A Fagley home run gave them a 4 spot in the 4th. We're in the 5th, bases loaded for Sogard with 1 out in the pitch to Eric. A swing and a line drive to left. That's a base hit. 1 run scores, and that's when they the bases loaded. Coming home with the first run is Lowry, and now it is 5-2 Oakland. If you know what he's going to do, and he certainly made his mind up well before he got to home plate, all he tried to do was be short and quick and hit the ball left field.
Well, I think he felt a sinker was on the way, and it was going to be away. So all he did was punch it the other direction. Did the right thing. You got a pitcher out there throwing strikes. Even though he had walked the previous batter, he was ahead in the count. And then he let the batter back in and then eventually walked him. If you've been watching, you don't let that first one go by.
No, because you know he's trying to get ahead and he's throwing a sinker. All he did was serve it to left. The situation is 5 runs across for the A's. They still have the bases loaded. And 4 of the 5 runs have scored via the walk. They have walked and they've turned into runs. The White Sox pitching has walked 7 tonight.
Well,
we're just in the 5th.
This a tough situation now. Crisp, tough to double up from this side of the plate.
Ball back to the mound. Carroll's coming home. Pitch to Cavelli. Inside high, ball 1. He stands on top of home plate, Darren, and when the pitch is in, he turns into it, so it tells the umpire that was in. But that ball was close to being a strike also.
Yeah, you're right. So many hitters do that nowadays. Anything inside, they turn their front shoulder back towards the catcher.
1 ball, no strikes. Base is still loaded. 5-2 A's the pitch. That's a strike call, 1-1. Crisp, incidentally, 0 for 2, a walk, and a run scored in the 4-run 4th. He has 1 hit in what is now 20, make that 30 at-bats. 30 official at-bats, has 1 hit. His average, what's at 0.33. He's still dangerous. He's got a bat in his hand. The 1-1 to Cavelli. Down, 2 balls and a strike.
Yeah, well, he's in a situation now where if you don't make him swing the bat, he's thinking, thank you for doing me a favor. He's not up there with a whole bunch of confidence with the bases loaded right now.
Carroll in need of a strike, and the 2-1 to Crisp. Ball 3. A walk here forces in a run.
One of the more important things to know when you're pitching against an opponent is who's hot, who's not. You got to know that Coco Crisp is definitely not hot, and you want to throw him strikes, make him swing the bat.
Walks have been the thing in the last inning and a third now, and Carroll deals the 3-1. Check swing, roller to third. There's a play at home. Gillespie home with that. They'll get the 4s as it goes 5-2. The bases are still loaded.
That was a huge favor by Coco Crisp. Checking his swing on a 3-1 fastball up. That's when, as we were talking about it, you know a guy is not swinging the bat well. You've got to throw strikes, and he just did you a favor, and he let you off the hook by that check swing.
So speed on the bases like it was last inning, and there's Semien for the second time in as many innings he's up with the bases loaded. The last time he struck out. Carroll's pitch to Marcus, outside corner, didn't get the call, 1-0. So if you want good things to happen, a check swing, that's going to help you all the time. It's going to keep the ball in the infield. And it was right at the third baseman. There was no reason to think you're going to get 2 on that ball with the speed. 1 ball, no strikes on Marcus Semien, and the 1-0. Swung and a miss, 1-1.
Nice choice of pitches there. A changeup with a hitter that's going to be aggressive when he's ahead in the count. Perfect.
The last 2 innings, the A's have hit for an excess of 47 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
And lead 5-2 here in the 5th, trying to get more. Bases loaded, 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 down. Semien waiting. Carroll dealing the pitch. A ground ball to short. They should do it. 1 knee, Ramirez to second, and that's it. They do get a run, 3 walks, 1 hit, and they leave 3. To the 6th, 5-2 Oakland.
If it's happening in Chicago sports, we are talking about it. It's Mully and Hanley, mornings 5 to 9 on 6-7 The Score.
Love ACR techs who do it right the first time. Learn more at UA.org.
Have a plan for your pets. Honest. Learn more at ready.illinois.gov. That's ready.illinois.gov. Remember the dots.
Sponsored by the Illinois Emergency Management Agency. Aired in cooperation with the Illinois Broadcasters Association and this station.
The UA, providing skilled plumbers, pipe fitters, sprinkler fitters, welders, and HVACR techs who do it right the first time. Learn more at UA.org.
To the 6th inning we go. The A's leading 5-2 with Darren Jackson on farm. We're glad you're with us. Jesse Hahn struggled in the first, and then he righted that ship, and now it is 5-2 Oakland. Sox left the bases loaded, sent 8 men to home plate, managed 2 runs.
And yes, we are in the 6th inning, which is time for us to talk about if the Sox hit back-to-back-to-back home runs here in this 6th inning. Someone's going to win a 2015 Mazda 6. Just tune in to the pregame show each day to find out how you can enter for your chance to win. Brought to you by C.J. Wilson Mazda, home of ZoomZoomNation.com.
LaRoche leads it off, shows bunt, takes strike 1. If you just watch Hahn and you've started or you've pitched in the game for the White Sox, he's just thrown it in there on pitch 1. Here, hit it.
Didn't start out that way.
No, he was all over the road, as you say. The 1-strike pitch, LaRoche takes close one. Yeah, it's called strike 2. It's a delayed call by Angel Hernandez. We are in the 6th. 5 runs, 6 hits for Oakland. 2 runs, 4 hits for the Sox with an error. The A's 4 runs across in the 4th and added a run in the 5th, and that one misses down and away. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Now, when you look at just look at the pitching of Rodon, he was okay, and then all of a sudden the plate, he was going to make better pitches, and youth is served. Nothing wrong with his arm. The 1-2 to LaRoche, a fly ball to center field, Burns almost as soon as Trax comes in, and Billy puts that one away. First man up out on the fly to center, and here's Garcia.
This game's a perfect example of it. It's not how you start, it's how you finish. Because if you were to just take the first inning, you go, oh, man, the White Sox are going to knock Hahn all around. Here he is in the 6th inning, and Rodon is knocked out after 4+ innings. You know, you can't obviously go by what you see early in a game. It's all about making adjustments. Hahn has made adjustments since the first, and unfortunately, Carlos Rodon, we talked about it, growing pains. He got a little wild.
Pitch to Garcia, overhand curveball. That was close, didn't get it, ball 1. So he isn't making pitches up, but now he's starting to change from the fastball to the curve and rather not the slider, but he'll throw the slider again. Onside step kick, the 1-0 to Avi Garcia. That's low, 2 balls, no strikes.
That last pitch, that 1-0 sinker there from Hahn, almost looked like he was trying to aim it, feeling Garcia's going to be ready to swing. I don't want to lay this in there.
Here's the 2-0 to Garcia, foul back. That was an emergency swing on a ball there that was on the inside half and running towards his belt.
Yeah, that's a 2-0 fastball, and he was tricked. He tricked himself. He wasn't looking to pull a pitch, and it was a running fastball up and in, and he just fought it off with a half-hearted swing.
Outfield deep. The next one to Garcia off his foot, foul. Now an even count of 2 balls, 2 strikes. Was that the sinker?
That was a curveball. So it looks to me, just watching Avi in his first 2 at-bats and now in this at-bat, he went from being locked in Milwaukee to not having very good timing or seeing the ball very well in this game.
Brett Lowry went to get that baseball, and he just threw it past to McEwing, the third base coach, onto the warning track. Just like, okay, this ball's out of play, throw it out.
Somebody would get it?
No, but yeah, so McEwing had to go get it. Here's the 2-2 pitch to Avi, down with velocity, 3-2 now. 3-2 counts have been the situation since the first inning for both pitchers tonight.
Well, let's just say for Avi, it's unusual. He's basically he's not going to see more than three pitches each at bat.
3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Oakland leads 5-2 here in the Sox 6th. The 3-2 slider cut on him at strike 3. That is the 5th strikeout for Jesse Hahn, and he's retired the last 7 White Sox batters.
And take a look at the replay of this breaking ball. I mean, it's just hanging right there. And Avi pulling his head off of it, unable to really do anything. And he's had some pitches to hit in this game.
I think what he does best for a young guy, when he strides, the hips stay closed. You know, you see young guys come into big league level, they start to spin on that front side, and then you're in no man's land. 2 down, 5-2 Oakland. There's Connor Gillespie, and that pitch called strike 1. He's not making pitches up, but he's throwing more strikes, much more than he threw in the first inning.
Yeah,
he's lucky he got through the first.
Yeah, it's just been a mental adjustment for him because I think the adrenaline flow and the nerves got him in the first.
There's the 0-1. Gillespie takes a curve. That's in there, 0-2.
When you start the game, the leadoff man hits a double. That's a ground rule double to right. Then you walk the next guy. You're putting pressure on yourself. That's what he did. And since then, no more pressure.
A double, a walk, a single, and a walk, and the Sox have 1 run. That pitch on 0-2, Fagley blocks it in the dirt. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
You know how it is, Ed. You have to just get the experience that once you've already got yourself in trouble, you've got to say, all right, oh, well, that's already done. Let me move on and get the next hitter and the next hitter. You can't try and say, okay, now I got to do better.
You're right. You look at the small picture rather than what you've already not accomplished. Then you go from there. I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 down. The 1-2 to Gillespie, down 2 balls, 2 strikes. If you keep thinking, I can't give up this or that, well, you won't give that up. But the other stuff that you'll give up, that's just as bad.
Right. Well, look, it's like playing golf. You hit a tee shot in the woods, and now you're going to make that magical shot through the woods and hit. Yeah. Instead, you hit the tree instead of just pitching out. Now you're back in the woods. This is what a lot of younger players are experiencing. They just keep digging themselves deeper in holes.
2-2 to Gillespie. That's inside and low. What once was 0-2 is now going full at 3-2. We're in the 6th. Oakland leading 5-2. You're right, because when you do that, the big picture isn't there any longer. You're trying to just throw it over, and now you start aiming, and the big picture comes back, and you go, holy cow, I'm worse than I thought. Then you're going to give up some runs. 3 balls, 2 strikes. The 3-2 to Connor Gillespie. Swinging a ground ball inside the bag at first, bouncing off the glove of the first baseman, Kana, and then he flips to the pitcher covering. Nicely done. 3-1 on the out. That is 8 in a row retired by starter Jesse Hahn. Halfway through the sixth, Oakland leads 5-2.
If Sox News breaks, get all the details from us first. Boards and Version afternoons 1-6 on the Score.
The Chicago Pipe Fitters Union.
On summer with great Memorial Day deals happening right now at Lowe's. Like the Charbroil Advantage Series 4-burner gas grill, now $249. Plus 10% off all in-stock composite decking purchases $299 or more. Hurry in today for summer's biggest savings at Lowe's. Lowe's, never stop improving. Grill offer valid 5/12 through 5/18. Decking offer valid 5/13 through 5/27. Exclusions apply to both offers. While supplies last, see store or Lowe's.com for details. U.S. only.
Phillips Chevrolet in Frankfort and Lansing has Illinois' largest Chevy inventory. Right now, receive 25% off MSRP on select new Chevys. Visit phillipschevy.com. Chevy, find new roads.
Reddick will lead it off for the Athletics here in the third, then Butler and Lowry to follow. The A's take advantage. White Sox pitching to the extent of 8 walks to make that 7 walks by Sox pitching. And those have turned into runs. 3 of them in the fourth, 1 of them in the fifth, and they lead 5-2. Of the 4 runs in the fourth, Fagley led the inning off with a home run. Then 3 walks followed with 1 out. Then Reddick with 2 outs, who's at home plate, hit a triple to right. That one's over for strike 1. Carroll on in relief of Rodon. And Carlos 4 innings plus 2 batters. 5 hits, 5 runs, 6 walks, 5 strikeouts. Fagley home run and a wild pitch. 0-1. Carroll deals the next one. A high pop-up, short left field. Ramirez going out. That's Sanchez going out. Had it, dropped the ball, pushed it in left field. That's an error on the second baseman.
I don't know if they'll score that an error when you got the second baseman out in left field trying to make a play. I mean, they had a shift on, and
Ramirez was the lone survivor on the left side with the third baseman. He went out to medium left field and had the ball go off his glove.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest with you. That's not a routine play when your second baseman is out in almost straightaway left field trying to make a play.
The only way that's an error is the ball was in the middle of his glove and it bounced out. They're going to score that a hit.
You know, I give it a hit because
it is.
He you know, you got a shift on for Reddick, and he's running out to left field to make a play. I just can't give him an error on that.
The last 3 innings, they've had the leadoff man on safely. Here's Butler looking at strike 1. Angel Hernandez took some time to call that. Was right down the middle, thigh high.
And you know what you said about Sanchez, it's basically in the middle of his glove. But and if it hits in the middle of your glove, you should catch it. You're a big leaguer, but still, he had to go from right field to left field.
Reddick at second. Butler waits the 0-1 on the inside corner. 0-2. That was the slider that he threw at him. How about this with Sanchez? He went all the way out to medium left and was sprinting out there.
Yeah.
How bad was his head bouncing or his eyes bouncing to catch that?
I mean, it's possible, but I'm really looking at like a bad read and jump by Melky in left.
Yes. The A's, I said, the last 3 innings, the last 4 innings, they have their leadoff man on. Here's a little Gort shot in the right center field. That'll fall for a hit. They're waving Reddick in. Throw from Garcia coming in. He is safe at home plate. Soto wants it reviewed. And Carroll is talking to Angel Hernandez as well as Giovanni Soto. Ventura now will come out of the dugout, stand there, and get the word from the video coordinator.
Well, the reaction from Soto would lead you to believe, hey, we're going to challenge this, that's for sure.
Well, he tagged him, but I'm not so sure Reddick's foot was not on home plate.
The throw from Garcia, he made sure to keep it low.
Yes,
it ended up being a roller to the plate. And the tag definitely took place, but it's, like you said, just a matter of if his foot was actually on the plate when it did take place.
So the review is in order, and reviews are sponsored by Instant Care, the legal and medical help you need, friends, in the settlement you certainly deserve.
And the replay, to me, shows his foot was all over home plate by the time the tag was applied.
They'll look at that different ways than we will, certainly.
Well, look, the way
We're
that...
getting a high home camera right now, but his foot, I thought, might have been on home plate.
So the way Soto sees it, he tagged him, and he's saying, I tagged him, but he doesn't know where his foot was. The runner's foot was already in the middle of home plate. Nice slide there by Josh Reddick.
The only way he's out there is if he did a hook slide at home plate. Not so sure he had to do that, but the hook slide could have betrayed him as his foot never crossed the base or did not cross the base. But we don't have that camera. It crossed the base, but he may have tagged him before it crossed. If he had gone straight in, he would have been safe with no problem. That's all I'm thinking about.
I think this call is going to stand or be confirmed. They're going to review that for a little while, apparently. So, reminder, an athlete is defined by the desire to be active and continue doing the things you love. Visit Athletico.com and start defining your pain-free inner athlete today. Athletico, the official physical therapy provider of the Chicago White Sox. Athletico, better for everybody.
So the review is being reviewed, and we've talked about this before. They have a slow-motion camera that we don't have, but we see the regular one in slow-mo, but they can slow it down frame by frame. And if he tagged him and his foot wasn't there, he's out. But he certainly, if he goes straight in there, and he's safe with no problem. But I, as you do, the only way I think he's safe is if that foot on the hook slide didn't get there and he tagged him.
Well, I think he's safe. I really do, from what I'm seeing on the replay.
Well, it's got to be demonstrative where they say it's
right.
Definitive that he's out. Because if not, then they're going to call him safe. And they're reviewing this at length right now in New York.
Well, every run counts. That's the way you have to look at it. You can't afford in a close game where it's, still within reach for an opponent to just say, who cares? Well, I know that one thing, Scott Carroll cares, and the White Sox are trying to get back in this and keep the A's off the board.
They still have not made a call from New York.
Now we're going to get the answer.
Yep. They're coming out. They will probably call him safe. Yeah, they just called him safe. So the A's now lead 6-2. Butler at first for Brett Lowry. For Billy Butler, run batted in. He has now driven in 18 runs for the A's. 6 runs, 8 hits for Oakland, 2 on 4 for the Sox. Sox 2 runs in the first, left the bases loaded. Since then, zeros. Nobody out. Lowry to home plate.
Well,
a walk run scored in the 5th. That was a leadoff walk. And then a walk to Fagley, and then that brought Ventura to the mound to pull the plug on Rodon.
Get back to basics and get that ground ball.
A run across for the A's, no outs. Pitch Lowry down the middle, strike 1.
The A's go ahead and make that trade during the offseason, bring in Brett Lowry, and then send Josh Donaldson to the Blue Jays, who is doing very well with them.
0-1 the count, the 0-1 pitch, swinging and missing. Lowry now it's 0-2. We saw him with Toronto. They had a Lowry at shortstop for the Boston Red Sox also. But this guy with the Jays, I thought he was a good player there on the turf especially.
Oh, he missed a lot of time due to injury. We didn't see him a whole lot. High energy, that's for sure.
0-2 the count. Carroll wants a double play ball. Butler at first. And the 0-2 to Lowry is swinging a fly ball to center field. The late break for Eaton comes running in. Makes the catch. Butler shuffles back to first. He's there with 1 out.
Had him reaching for a little slider away.
Here's Fagley. He got things started for the Athletics. Down 2-0 in the 4th. Hit a pitch that was in the middle of home plate up for a home run, his first of the season. Then Kana hit a fly ball to right. Then the walk started. Burns, Sogard, and Crisp. And then Simeon struck out for the second out. Reddick tripled inside the chalk down the right field line to score all 3. The pitch to Fagley. Down ball 1. 6th inning, A's leading by a slam at 6-2. You're going to have to get your breaking pitch over to the A's and throw strikes. That's what you have to do. Of course, you could do that to every team and be successful. The 0-1. That's a strike. I said 0-1. The 1-0. 1 ball, 1 strike now on Josh Fagley. He walked in the 5th inning and then was forced at home plate 5-2.
A's have a right-hander warming up. That's Fernando Rodriguez.
Right back here tomorrow night. John Danks will pitch. Jesse Chavez will pitch for these A's. Next one to Fagley. Caught out a miss. There's that helicopter swing. 1-2. A pregame show tomorrow. 7:30 with Chris Ranji. 8 o'clock we'll take over the broadcast. 8:07 first pitch from the Coliseum here in Oakland. They have fireworks tomorrow night. And hopefully there'll be some fireworks left in this game for the White Sox tonight. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. And the 1-2 to Josh Fagley is swinging a double play ball to short. Ramirez to second for 1. Sanchez to first. They turn it. There's the Safeco Insurance double play with Safeco Insurance. Do more. 6-4-3 on the double play. A run, 2 hits, a double play, nobody left. On to the 7th, 6-2 Oakland.
Free Sox tickets and plenty of Sox talk. Get it on the Mully and Hanley Show. Mornings 5 to 9 on the Score.
Get 50% off your entire regular menu price online order at papajohns.com with online promo code SOX5. That's 50% off your entire online order at papajohns.com the day after the Sox score 5 or more runs. Just enter online promo code SOX5.
Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John.
Valid online only at participating Papa John's locations. Not valid if any other coupons or discounts. Prices, participation, delivery area, and charges may vary. Taxes extra.
My daughter just redid her kitchen, so we went...
Insurance. Do more. Insurance is offered by Safeco Insurance Company of America and or its affiliates, Boston, Massachusetts.
In Skokie, call Heil & Heil Insurance Agency at 847-866-7400.
Save thousands on motorhomes, trailers, and fifth wheels at the General RV Grand Opening Sale this Wednesday to Sunday. It's worth the drive to General RV in Huntley off I-90.
It looks like we have ourselves a pitching change for the Athletics in Fernando Rodriguez. So this pitching change, we send him to the showers, is sponsored by the Plumbers Union Local 130 UA, where plumbers protect the health of the nation. The numbers on Rodriguez. On the season, he has pitched in a total of 4 games, not allowing a run in 5 innings, just 1 hit, 2 walks, and 7 strikeouts in those 5 innings. So, big right-hander comes in to face Ramirez to get things started in this 7th.
There's Alexi Ramirez, then Soto and Sanchez to follow. Sox trailing by 4 here in the 7th, 6-2. And the delivery, curve miss, ball 1. I'm going over the numbers on the starter, Jesse Hahn. He gave up 2 runs in the first, sent 8 men to home plate till the White Sox left the bases loaded. And Hahn leaves retiring the last 8 White Sox batters. He struck out 5 while he was in there. And the walks, he walked 2 in the first inning. No one after that. Pitched better than I thought. And he got out of a bases loaded jam, also hit a brave. Just swinging a fly ball right center field. The speedy Burns over there makes the catch. Made it look easy.
It's all about getting the jump and read. He had no problem with that.
So 6 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs earned, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts, and a hit batter. The final line is brought to you by Miller Lite. Enjoy Miller time responsibly, friends, and always designate a driver. So Ramirez opens the 7th with a fly to center. And here's Giovanni Soto, the catcher, 0 for 2. Grounded to short, and a fly to right. And the pitch, blazes in there, strike 1. Rodriguez deals the 0-1 outside. Let's pause 10 seconds here for station identification on the Score and the Sox Radio Network.
Mully here for the Mully and Hanley Show, mornings 5 to 9. This is where we talk White Sox baseball. 670 The Score, WSCR and HD Chicago, WJMK HD2 Chicago.
Alongside Darren Jackson and Farmer, here's a bouncing ball left side. Lowry had it, kicked it, and Soto safe at first base. Wasn't bad enough that Lowry kicked it. Simeon tried to pick it up and stepped on it.
Yeah, you could see that Lowry was going to boot that one all the way. Going to make his 6th error of the season. Left side of the infield been a weakness for the A's. Lowry with 6 errors. Simeon with 11 already.
That's a ton.
Yes.
So Soto at first base on an error by the third baseman. You could give that a multiple error if you wanted to.
Well, Simeon wasn't
first guy to touch it. He's got it. And Simeon's saying, I'm glad it's your error, not mine.
He wasn't going to make that play anyway.
So here's Sanchez at AAA, 10 doubles, 344. Making the trip from Charlotte up here. He's 0 for 2, a strikeout on the grounder to second the pitch. A strike called delayed call by Angel Hernandez, 0-1. The A's scored 4 in the 5th, or I should say 4 in the 4th, and then single runs in the 5th and the 6th. We're in the 7th. The next one, in the dirt, Figley on that quickly, 1 ball, 1 strike. John Murray is our engineer here at the Coliseum with Darren Jackson and Farmer. Score Studios downtown Chicago. Herb Lawrence, Joe Ostrowski working there. And we are turning 11:30 in the Central Time Zone. One ball, 1 strike. Runner at first, Soto, and the 1-1 to Sanchez. Hammered foul in the air, left side, and way out of play. 1-2.
Carlos is the kind of guy that when we saw him last year, he always gives you the chance offensively to know you're going to get a good at-bat from your hitter. Not that he's going to get a hit every time, but for a young guy, very good. Plate discipline, knows the strike zone, and you have a chance that he's going to do something special with the bat. Other guys, sometimes you realize, he's overmatched a little right now.
Here's the 1-2, a curveball that's high, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Yeah, you think that, but the way he plays and the way we've seen him play limited time last year, he did a nice job for us.
Yeah, he's a young guy. I believe he's actually younger than Micah Johnson is by a year, and yet he has a little more experience and he's a little more polished. But in comparison, Micah's had some injuries,
yes.
and Carlos has played winter ball too.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, 6-2 A's. And here's a little Gork shot over third. That's going to drop for a hit. That's going to scoot towards foul territory. Soto, a wide turn, will have to get back to second. You're going base to base right now. The Sox have runners at first and second with 1 out for Adam Eaton.
Yeah, that's not a surprise to me. Just good discipline, contact. Just fight it off the other way by Sanchez. Not much of a stride. He just fought it off the other way.
Kurt Young on a walk to the mound. Actually, that's Bob Melvin going out there. That's not Kurt Young.
No, he's already saying, give me the next guy.
With the change, we're back in a minute 5 on the Score on the Sox Radio Network.
This is Rodriguez's information because now he's in the game. That was actually the starter. Jesse Hahn's still out there. Saw number 33, I thought. He's number 32, Hahn. And now number 33, Rodriguez, is in there. Taking on the responsibility of the 2 base runners. Soto reaching on the error, and Sanchez, the second baseman, flaring one to left field. So now you have Fernando Rodriguez coming in the game for the starter, Jesse Hahn. Hahn going 6 and a third, giving up 5 hits, the 2 runs.
So Hahn departs after 6 and a third, giving up 5 hits, a couple of runs so far. His property on the bases is Rodriguez, now in the game here on the 7th with 1 out, 2 aboard.
What are you doing here, by the way? You're standing up here next to me, too close.
I'm using the monitor as a pulpit, more or less. And Rodriguez now trying to get Adam Eaton a double in the first inning. He's 1 for 3 tonight with a run scored.
The booth isn't really big enough for the 2 of us like this.
I understand.
Rubbing shoulders with me.
Here's the pitch to Adam Eaton. Low and inside, ball 1. Walks late can betray a lead of 6-2 quickly. From the center look at second at Soto, who's not going anywhere. His lead cannot be bothering Rodriguez. That just can't be.
You would think not, because the only thing you need to worry about is getting the batter.
Runners at first and second. Sanchez with speed at first. He's got to be mindful of the fact that Soto's not a great runner. 1 ball, no strikes. Eaton trying to get aboard, keep the line moving. And the pitch cut on a miss. Not a great swing. 1 ball, 1 strike. Looked like a running fastball.
Yeah, he was a little tardy on that fastball away. Again, this is the time of the game. You got to make good decisions as a hitter. When you're trailing by 4 and you're a leadoff man, you shouldn't have to be told, probably best to go up there, take a strike. Make the guy work. You should have the confidence to say, I can hit with at least a strike on me.
1 ball, 1 strike, and the 1-1, Adam Eaton. Fouled at home plate. Whatever that is, it's moving down and away from the left-handed batter.
Just a 94-mile-an-hour moving fastball. Not many guys throw straight fastballs anymore. The old 4-seam fastball, Ed. You know what that is.
Yeah, that's right there. And it says, if you can get me, go ahead. But usually the velocity on a 4-seamer, it gets there in a hurry.
4-seam fastball is basically the only pitch that's thrown by a pitcher that's straight.
The good ones have it, give you the illusion it's rising. The next one, Eaton, a swing and a double play ball to short. Second for 1. Sogard the first. The leap for the bag. Safe. He beat it out.
Extremely close there at first base. Might see Bob Melvin come out, and think about challenging that. He's
coming out now.
Standing outside the dugout just saying, hey, I'm thinking about it.
He got the call back, did he? Denied.
He's already been told, go back in the dugout.
So the Forest place goes 6-4, the Forest play at second. They didn't do anything there that was wrong there, and they turned it with the base runner Eaton going down the line. He made the leap for the bag, got his foot on just ahead of the throw.
Yes. I thought that was a for sure double play.
Rodriguez, 6'3", 237 pounds, lives in El Paso, Texas.
I've been there.
It's kind of warm in the summer, isn't it?
Oh, it's like a convection oven down there, man. The wind
That's
blowing.
Where you say, I'll take it El Paso. I'll go on there.
Oh, yes.
Here's Melky Cabrera with a chance to drive in a run. This one's fouled out of play, strike one. Runners at first and third. Now there are 2 outs in the seventh. A's leading by a slam at 6-2.
As hot as Melky was in situations like this, getting him home, he's cooled off.
He has. He's a good hitter. He
is.
They're just good hitters. He's slumping right now. But he'll come out of this for sure. 6-2 A's, runners at first and third. And Rodriguez steals the next one high. 1 ball, 1 strike. If you look strictly at Fernando Rodriguez's delivery, Darren, notice one thing. The stride coming home, very short.
Yes. What does that cause? Anything particular for a tall guy like this, the short stride?
I don't think so for him because he gets loaded on his right side and he drops a little bit. Runner goes from first. The pitch is swinging a ground ball through the left side as they play run and hit. Cabrera has a run-scoring single. Sanchez scoots to third. It's now 6-3 Oakland, and the line moves to Abreu.
You know, something strange taking place there. With the runner going, Simeon was covering second base, and the ball to the left of the third baseman, Lowry, he took 1 step, stopped, and was getting ready to go back towards third base. And he looked and saw the shortstop wasn't there to try and make a play, almost as if he just felt Simeon was going to be there maybe to make the play. He could have gone farther, maybe dived, and tried to make that grab.
That's Kurt Young, the pitching coach, now on the mound to talk to Rodriguez about facing Abreu. Just want to put this out there. A home run gets the White Sox even at 6.
Okay, well.
Angel Hernandez is now running to the mound.
Yeah.
If he would call the balls and strikes quickly, he wouldn't have to do that.
He wouldn't have to hurry up to get out there?
Yeah, exactly, because he's wasting time. He stands there and all of a sudden pitch, strike.
Can you hear it? Is that how it goes?
Well, that's how it sounds because he's so
I haven't
far
heard
from
anything.
our effects, Mike. See what I mean? I can hear really well. Let's see.
Let me hear that call
then
again.
he raises his hand.
What was that call?
Strike.
Oh, okay. That's authoritative.
Runners still at first and third for Abreu. His night, single, run scored in the first, hit by a pitch and then a grounder to short. Oh, for the long one. Rodriguez steals the pitch, curve in the dirt, ball 1. So Young went out there and said, I don't want you to walk him. Throw your curveball, but don't give him anything good to hit either. Talk about a mixed message. That's one.
Well, I think the numbers bear out the fact that as the season has gone, right now, Abreu's not been hitting the breaking stuff. I mean, he's just going to hit the fastball more than anything.
Leave one up, and he'll hit it, that's for sure. And the pitch fouled at home plate. That may have caught the catcher Fagley on the kneecap or the foot for a strike, 1-1 on Jose Abreu. We're in the seventh. The Sox a run across. An error led to this run. 6-3 Oakland. They lead in hits at 8-6. Sanchez at third. Melky Cabrera at first. And Abreu waits for the 1-1 from Rodriguez. White Sox have activity in the bullpen in right field. The next one to Abreu. There's the curveball swung and a miss. 1-2 now. You were talking about that?
Well, Abreu steps out, tries to clear his mind. You can see that he's not locked in, just thinking along with pitchers right now. And last year, he simplified things, really. He just kind of said, you know, I'm just going to be a good hitter. And now it looks like to me he's trying to hit home runs in certain counts and situations. We still need him to be that good hitter and just get your hits. When you don't know the pitcher, don't guess, because he's a good hitter.
He has 6 home runs. He waits, and there's a throw over to first and back safely diving as Melky Cabrera ahead of a tag by the first baseman. We're in the seventh. Sox will run across, trail 6-3.
You know, there's a thing called the sophomore jinx in baseball, and it's after rookies have great years, the next year it's a little tougher for them. There's a reason, because they have learned the previous year what not to do to you.
2 outs, runners at first and third, and the 1-2 pitch. There's the curve in the dirt. Fagley caught it on one bounce.
And I think last season, Abreu established that if you threw him enough fastballs middle in, he was going to hit home runs on you.
Yeah.
And if you threw him enough breaking balls, he was going to hit those home runs against you. So the thing that I think they've established this year, show him the fastball and flip some off-speed stuff up there just to keep him off balance, and he'll chase it.
Abreu standing tall, right-handed batter's box, reading signs. Fernando Rodriguez now from the high set, a check of the runners at first and third. And the 2-2 to Abreu is swinging a pop-up foul right side. Maybe a play for the first baseman. Kind of over there and can't get it. It's about 3 or 4 rows back. He could have got that sideways, though, if it was a little closer. Couldn't get to that one, though.
Sideways?
The wall comes out, and you can actually go sideways to that wall where the other stands start, and they come back in. You could go over there and catch it sideways, where the wall to those seats that are on the field, go around that basically and get it in the air.
I'm just trying to think when you say like sideways, like a crab walk, kind of sideways.
No,
like
when you go over there, you can reach in without going straight over that sidewall. Another 2-2. Check swing. Did he go? They'll appeal that to first. No, he did not. That's a close call. Sox get it 3-2, and the runner at first is being told, Melky Cabrera, Daryl Boston, wait till he pitches and then run. You see what I'm talking about? The wall comes out. Those are seats that are on the warning track. But the regular wall that's there is recessed 4 or 5 feet from that. So you can run over into that little area there and reach sideways and catch a pop-up. With me?
Oh, yeah.
I don't think so.
You lost me with the sideways crab walk thing.
The 3-2 to Abreu, tapped up the first base line, and this is foul. He came with a 3-2 hammer. Those are the ones when you're pitching, you're saying, please stay foul, please stay fair, don't go foul. And when it rolls foul, you go, okay, now I got to get him again.
I'm not going to disagree with that. And if you're Abreu, you're running going, please go foul, please go foul. Whew, thank you. A couple of things that hitters obviously don't like, hitting in double plays, striking out. Another one is hitting a little weak nubber just out in front of home plate. That drives you crazy.
We have seen nubs like that. The next pitch, we've seen a rocket.
Yakatow?
Yeah, it could be Yak or something. Cabrera at first. Sanchez at third. And another 3-2. Hit him. That hit him in the bicep.
I mean,
that was not going to be a mistake.
I mean, that was thrown right at him.
Yes.
I mean, that was terrible. Abreu, it's one of the rare times where he's been hit by a pitch, and he kind of looked at the pitcher as if to say, what the heck was that?
And I know the intent probably was not there, but someone's going to pay for that. That's your best hitter, and when you're pitching, you need him in the lineup. He hit him. Somebody's going to get hit tomorrow, or maybe even tonight. Melvin to the mound. That's going to be it for Rodriguez. He'll take a shower. We'll take a break of 1:05 on the Score on the Sox Radio Network.
Your left-hand reliever, Fernando Abad, comes into the game for the 17th time this year he's pitching, but just a total of 10 innings. He's 0-1, no saves, 540 the earned run average. Abad, left-handers, well, he can strike them out. It's the righties he has problems with, and he will walk the right-handers, so it'll be interesting to see if, yes, indeed, they do get up a right-hander quickly to start throwing behind Abad, because basically this is the only batter he's out there to face.
He's from the Dominican Republic, the spot you like, La Romana. And the pitch, outside ball one.
If I had gone to the Dominican, I'd probably like it.
Yeah, that's where you would have lived, no question.
I've seen pictures.
They came from the Washington Nationals for John Wooten, not Wooden, in 2013. And he faces Adam LaRoche with runners on each base. And the pitch, that's high, 2 balls, no strikes. A walk here, he's out of the game, as Darren said.
Well, he's out there for one reason. Yeah. That's to get LaRoche. And
he's halfway to walking him.
Let me just say this. Adams in a hitting count right here. He wants to drive the ball, but it's got to be his pitch. He cannot help the pitcher out.
A home run puts the Sox in front, the 2-0 to LaRoche. A swing in a line drive gap, right center field. This is going to split the gap, and one hop off the wall, 1 run home, 2 runs in. Around third, getting to stop sign, Abreu. No throw. The White Sox are within a run on a 2-run double by LaRoche. It's now 6-5 Oakland, and that was a rocket shot to the alleyway in right center.
Now that is getting yourself in a hitter's count and not missing your pitch. That's what it's all about.
That had that resounding sound to it, didn't it?
Oh, it was resounding. That's a fact.
Melvin wearing a path to the mound, wants someone from the bullpen with the break. We're back after this on the Score on the Sox Radio Network.
Make us part of your morning routine. Wake up to
your right-handed reliever Evan Scribner comes into the ball game for the 19th time this year. He makes an appearance. No wins, losses, or saves. A 2.79 earned run average in 19 and a third innings. He can strike you out. He has 21 strikeouts in 19 and 1/3, only 2 walks. What's that tell you? Be ready to hit. Look at what other information. Scribner uses his off-speed pitches. 68% of the time with runners in scoring position.
Hang one.
So that's the 10th highest amount of off-speed pitches thrown by a reliever out of 181 pitchers in the league. Doesn't walk anybody, as I mentioned. So here you've got it. He doesn't want to use his off-speed stuff in a situation like this because, well, he might hang it, but he's looking for you to chase it.
He is 6'3", 190 pounds, makes his home in Washington Depot, Connecticut.
All right.
He inherits this situation. Runners at second, third. Tying run at third, go-ahead run at second, facing Garcia. There's that slow ball over for strike one.
Well, there's that high percentage of what he throws with men on base. It just has gone up to about 69% of the time.
Garcia is 0 for 3 tonight. A hit here could score 2. Sox down by a run at 6-5. We're in the 7th. And the 0-1. There's a curveball whacked to the gap in left center field. That's going to roll to the wall. Abreu walks home. LaRoche follows. Sox now lead 7-6. Avi Garcia, 2-run double, is applauding at second base.
Well, the White Sox have done it again. They have scored runs late. And it was back-to-back breaking balls. That one left up. You know, you can only, you get this information, Ed, and before Garcia went up there, he was told this guy likes to use his off-speed stuff 70% of the time in these situations. So you go up there looking for it.
This one couldn't have been better to hit. It went up the hill and then get all the way down the hill. It got to the gap in left center. The Sox now 7 runs, 8 hits with an error, 6 on 8 for the A's. We're in the 7th inning. The Sox have scored 5, trying to get more. Here's the 9th man to hit, Connor Gillespie.
Wow.
This started with a 1-out error, by the way. Pitch to Connor. Strike called, 0-1.
Pretty impressive, the White Sox at this point. Battling late so often, you'd like for them to get leads and just hold leads, but they don't give up. Come the 7th, 8th, and 9th inning, they keep battling offensively.
6 1/3 for Hahn, 5 hits, 4 runs, 2 of them earned. The next one to Gillespie, pulled on the ground foul up the first base line. Hahn threw 103 pitches with 60 in the strike zone. He will not figure in this decision. The starters, they won't figure in tonight. This is a bullpen game. Carroll is a pitcher of record for the Sox. We'll look at second. And the 0-2, swung and a miss, strike 3, and that makes it 3 outs for the Sox here in the 7th. 9-man bat. 5 runs across, 4 hits, a hit batter, an error, and the White Sox leave Garcia at second. They'll stand for the stretch here in Oakland. We will too. 7-6 White Sox.
What's up with the Sox? We've got the answers on the Spiegel and Golf Show, 9 a.m. to 1 on 670 The Score.
For over 100 years, with Illinois' largest Chevy inventory, over 2,000 new vehicles available at Phillips Chevrolet in Frankfort and Lansing, and always at phillipschevy.com. Chevy, find new roads.
You're gonna really love Phillips Chevrolet.
CMIS, the Southwest Suburbs' preferred minimally invasive surgery center of Illinois, and your alternative for better care. See why physicians, surgeons, and patients continually recommend the Center for Minimally Invasive Surgery versus the Hospital for General Surgery. With a nearly 0% infection rate, a patient-focused environment with 2 nurses for every Bloody Marys from Mr. and Mrs. T. Pick up Mr. and Mrs. T at Sam's Club today.
Here we go. Dan Jennings is in relief of Carroll. What a great job. Carroll coming in and battling behind Rodon. Yes, he did give up a run on 3 hits and a walk, but that's all right. It wasn't enough to where the White Sox couldn't overcome the deficit. The numbers on Jennings on the year: no wins, losses, or saves, and a 7.07 earned run average. He's better than that.
This is a hold situation, and that one misses from Dan outside for ball 1. We're underway in the 8th. Sox 5 runs across in the top half of this inning, lead 7-6. Errors, they're even at 1. Hits, well, they're even at 8. Cano leads it off. Big right-handed batter, the 0-1, or the 1-0 is in there, 1 ball, 1 strike. That was fired to the inside corner. That off day, Darren, with the amount of bullpen work that we've had, I thought that saved the bullpen.
Oh, I agree.
70 off day yesterday. Might not be that fortunate on the next road trip. It takes us to Toronto, through Baltimore, Houston, and then Arlington, Texas. 1 ball, 1 strike. Jennings from the 7 with the bases clear, the 1-1. Swinging a fly ball to right field. Playable for Garcia. Over, under it, puts the brakes on and makes the catch. 1 up, 1 out. Here's Billy Burns, the center fielder.
Yeah, you're right. The next road trip, there is no room for rest. There is no rest. Matter of fact, it's a 11-day road trip, I believe.
Yes. We're supposed to have 2 off days on the trips. Now it's going to be one off day. It's going to be on the 1st of June in Arlington.
So we've got the 3 in Toronto, 1 which is a doubleheader in Baltimore, then on to Houston to play 3. Oh, that's going to be tiring.
Somebody told me they've moved that first game of the doubleheader to 1 o'clock. I'm going to have to research that. That one misses ball 1.
I have not seen that.
Yeah, that's what I was told, but I'm going to research that further. We'll give you the definitive answer when we get back to Chicago.
Because as it was scheduled, it was a 4 o'clock start, I believe, and then the 30 minutes in between to get the next game going.
1 ball, no strikes on Burns. The 1-0 chopped on top of home plate. Ramirez has the play. He's going to have to hurry. The 1-hop throw. Abreu with the stretch got him. 6-3 on the out.
That's a heck of a finish. Good job by Ramirez with Burns running. Got to get it out of the glove quick and just give Abreu a chance to pick it out of the dirt. That's our Allstate Good Hands play of the game, sponsored by our Allstate agent, Jeff Diezik in Yorkville. Start being protected today. Call Jeff at 630-553-1280. Chicago's all good hands.
Believe it or not, Darren, that's a design play from the standpoint when you wind up to throw it. What happens a lot of times, you get up on that left foot on the toe and you throw it high. This was a 1-hopper that he could handle, and Abreu was signaling to Ramirez after the play. Nice going with the low throw. Here's Sogard last time up, a single to left. 2 outs, bases clear. That pitch, a strike called.
And the reason an infielder throws the ball like that, you can always visualize a line between you and the first baseman when you throw it on a bounce. But when you throw it in the air, your accuracy, and you're in a hurry, can be high, low, or off the mark. So just bounce it.
The 0-1 to Sogard. That misses away. 1 ball, 1 strike. Your accuracy, if you're on the move and it bounces, you can handle that.
Yes.
If it's high, you got to find the bag first, jump up, get it, and come down before Burns. That's usually not going to work because he can fly, as you said. Sogard waiting. Dan Jennings deals the 1-1. I don't know where it was. It was called ball 2. Let's pause here 10 seconds for station identification. Listen to White Sox baseball on The Score.
Boers and Bernstein, afternoons 1 to 6. We talk White Sox baseball and cover all Chicago's teams. This is WSCR and HD Chicago and WJMK HD2 Chicago.
Alongside Darren Jackson at Farmworth Coliseum in Oakland. Cool temperatures tonight. The next one, that's a strike called, delayed call, 2-2 now. And Sogard got the bad news from Angel Hernandez. We're in the 7th. Sox 5 across the top half of this inning. They were trailing 6-2 as the inning started. A 1-out error opened the floodgates. The Sox now lead 7-6 here on the bottom half of the 7th. Jennings with a count 2-2. Sogard left-handed better waits, and the pitch way inside and low, 3-2. Carroll goes 2 innings, 3 hits, a run, earned a walk and a strikeout. Rodon started 4 innings plus 2 batters, 5 hits, 5 runs earned, 6 walks, 5 strikeouts, a home run, and a wild pitch. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Ninth place hitter Eric Sogard, the second baseman, waits in the 3-2. A swing and a shot on the ground. Diving Ramirez can't get it. Still for a hit. You know he's going that way, Darren. We still play him towards the middle of the diamond.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised, as you mentioned. Good chance he's going to stay on the ball and hit it that direction as he did, especially with Jennings and his delivery where he gets the ball up there in a hurry and deceives the left-handed batter. But what are you going to do? Just get the next batter, right?
Yeah, and that's what you think. The shortstop, Ramirez, had a play, I thought, but the ball, as you talked about the infield in the first, Darren said, this is a hard infield. The ball can get through here in a hurry. That was defined. This might be faster than ice.
Well, it is definitely fast. It's not like the puck skipping across the ice, but doesn't give the infielder much time to react.
Pitching coach Don Cooper to the mound, talked with Jennings, Soto, Beckham, and also Ramirez.
Well, I think right now you're going to go over the fact that Coco Crisp is not swinging the bat well. There's no need to really fear throwing strikes to him. In other words, hey, go right at him. You know, if you're Don Cooper, you want a positive thought. Hey, right now this guy's got 1 hit this year. He finished up the season terribly last year. He's got no confidence. Go right at him. Throw strikes.
And that's exactly what he's telling him. I mean, that's not verbatim, but very close. That's what the pitching coach is supposed to do. This is what we want to do. If Sogard runs, let him run. Get the hitter and the inning's over. Crisp from the right-handed side, 1 for 9 this year. Jennings, you look at first and the pitch to Coco. Splits home plate, strike 1, as you were saying.
Go right at him. When a guy, even with a outstanding career, as Coco Crisp has had, he's got 1,448 career hits and 117 home runs, so he
can still hit a home run.
Yeah, but, I mean, he is not mentally locked in right now.
The 0-1, make it 0-2. He didn't like the call. It was up, but it was called a strike, 0-2.
So, pretty much as we were discussing, Ed, you knew it, I knew it. There's no reason for Don Cooper to go out there with Chris coming up other than to say, hey, just throw him strikes. He's going to have to hit his way on.
If he hits his way on, then you deal with the next guy, as you said. It's pretty simple. Sogard at first, tie and run. And the 0-2 pitch followed to play to the right. Looked like he stopped his delivery coming home and threw something off speed.
You know, as you mentioned also about Coco, that he can hit a home run. At any given pitch, all of a sudden he may somehow gain some confidence by figuring out some timing. But generally, when you're struggling physically with the bat, you're not hitting very well. Mentally, you are lost.
0-2, room to work for Jennings. And look at first in the 0-2 to Crisp. A fly ball to right field, slicing away towards the line and right. Garcia makes a running one-handed catch. That's it for Crisp and the A's. No runs, a 2-out single by Sogard. He's left to the 8th. Sox lead here in Oakland, 7-6.
Get your breaking White Sox news with us.
Contractors and electricians take on projects with one goal in mind, a job done right the first time. Visit NECAIBEWChicago.com.
If your business requires huge water capacity and close proximity to freeways and rail yards, you'll hit a home run with the Village of Bedford Park. Call Marilyn at 708-496-0346.
Is that Phil Collins in the background?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
All right.
Folks, Ramirez will lead it off for the White Sox here on the 8th. The 8th inning is brought to you by Beggar's Pizza. Stay tuned to the postgame show with Chris Janji for your chance to win a Beggar's $50 gift card. The website is beggarspizza.com. Beggar's Pizza, they lay it on thick. Sox leading 7-6. They were down 6-2 until what is was disastrous 7th for the A's with 1 out and error started it. When it ended, the Sox put a 5 spot on Oakland. Scribner with a delivery. It's in there for strike. Check that. Ball 1. When he takes this sign from the catcher, Darren, he's facing almost left field.
Yeah, he's basically taking the sign and then comes to a kind of set with his back to the catcher.
Yeah. The 1-0. Oh, there's a strike. I had to wait. 1 ball, 1 strike.
You know, looking at it, it's a little bit like Tim Lincecum, I believe, where he does that out of the stretch as well.
A pitcher for the Giants?
Yes.
Yeah. There's the 1-1 to Ramirez. That's a strike call. Ramirez is getting the bad news now from Angel Hernandez. Nothing came out, then all of a sudden the right hand raised. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Yeah, but I don't know why Ramirez was walking across home plate after the pitch. It wasn't ball 4 or strike 3.
He might have thought he was out. The 1-2 in the dirt, 2 balls, 2 strikes. He opened the 7th with a fly to center. And Soto hit a ground ball to third baseman Lowry, who kicked it over to the shortstop Simeon, who stepped on the baseball. Soto was safe. Sanchez hit a single to left field. And then Eaton hit a force play. Could have been a double play. Beat the throw, and then everything went wrong for the A's. There's a swing and a miss at a slow overhand hook. He's out on strikes. So he struck out Gillespie to close out the 7th as 9 men batted to Scribner, and he opens the 8th by whipping Ramirez, and here is Giovanni Soto.
Yeah, and it's on the breaking ball. We talked about he loves to throw his breaking pitches, that's for sure, except for it becomes very predictable when there were men on base and in scoring position, and, well, let's just say Garcia took advantage.
And there's that curveball to Soto, saw it all the way for ball 1.
You have got to realize all the information available to opponents now and not be the same pitcher day in and day out.
Here's the 1-0. That's a fastball in there, 1 ball, 1 strike. Well, you get video, and then you get everything broken down like we do, what they are in certain situations, what they throw, predominantly with runners in scoring position, what they try to do. And you've got him better than he knows himself. This one's fouled out of play, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
That's why if I was playing today and I was a pitcher or a hitter, either way, I'd immediately go to my scouting people and go, what are they going to think I do as a pattern? How are they going to approach me?
Just say to me, I want you to scout me this year and tell me each week what my tendencies are. The next one, Soto's out on strikes. Back-to-back strikeouts, 3 in a row now for Scribner.
Give you an example. In AAA one time I played against the Indians in Buffalo, and I went with an approach that I'm looking for fastballs in, and I'm going to turn on them and try and hit home runs. Well, they throw me 1 fastball in and just throw me sliders away the whole rest of the game. Well, I adjusted, and I hit the sliders and hooked them, and they didn't adjust. They just kept throwing them.
Because that's what they had at
that was
mind.
Their report.
Yeah.
We're going to keep doing this because he doesn't hit him. Well, I adjusted.
There's Sanchez with 2 down. There's a floater. That's in there for a strike.
So then we play them at our place, and they decide, well, we don't want to throw him sliders away because he looks for those. So they throw me a slider away, then fastballs in. Well, I adjusted, and I hit the fastballs in.
There's one foul that'll play to the left, and the count 0-2 now. You were changing on them when they were keeping their pattern. Then they started to change, and you worked with that too.
Yes, but they were so stubborn that they did it for 4 straight games without adjusting.
Yes.
It took me 2 at-bats, and I adjusted.
Oh, this ain't going to work.
Well, I hit 20-some home runs and like 8 of them against them.
Here's the 0-2 pitch. He's out on strikes. Ball gets away from Fagley. Josh picks it up, throws to first. That's 2-3 on the strikeout. Scribner struck out the side. He's bagged 4 in a row on strikes. Halfway through the 8th. White Sox leading there in Oakland by a run at 7-6.
We're Chicago's morning show. Mully and Hanley talk.
Project. Advance Auto Parts for guys who love getting under the hood.
Most vehicles, most locations. See store for details. We owe so much to our heroes in uniform, but when they come home, what awaits them? We union. Plumbers, fitters, welders, and service technicians, veterans in piping, provides opportunity for a future of rewarding work. End users and contractors, please partner with us in putting these dedicated, highly trained veterans.
Here we go. The White Sox, Dan Jennings to face Marcus Simeon here in the bottom of the 8th inning. First pitch, sinker down, ball 1. Simeon, a strikeout. A single, a strikeout, and he hit into a fielder's choice. So he's 1 for 4 on the night, batting average now at .306 on the season.
I think he should keep going. Good luck.
Out of the stretch, Jennings. Chopper hit down at the catcher, foul. It rolls back behind home plate area, and the count quickly 0-2 on Simeon.
See, 1 out will lead you to play-by-play to 2 outs.
Check that. It's actually 1-1.
Yeah.
As Jennings
got to wait for Angel Hernandez.
Comes to the set out of the stretch, he pitches. There's a foul off the screen behind home plate, and it's now 1-2. And the White Sox lead this one 7-6. We are in the bottom of the 8th inning. Jennings, not a familiar situation for him. He is not used to pitching the 8th inning at all. Shrug of the shoulders, a high leg kick, and a slider down in the dirt stopped by Soto. No swing by Marcus Semien. The count goes to 2-2.
Majority of the fans have left this building, this facility. 21,464 tickets sold to see Game 1 of the 3-game series.
Game 1 indeed as the White Sox try to improve their road record, which, well, has been horrible. There's a swing and a foul off on a slider off to the right. This will go into the lower bowl of seats, and the count remains at 2-2 as the White Sox, well, they led early, folks, 2-0. Then were trailing as they gave up 4 runs in the 4th. 1 more in the 5th, 1 more in the 6th. It was 6-2 before you could look up. White Sox scoring 5 runs in their half of the 7th. There's a ground ball to the shortstop. Ramirez plays this one on a tricky hop, grabs it, fires, and gets Semien hustling all the way through first base. 1 up, 1 out here in the 8th inning.
He ran 90 feet, though, didn't he?
He always
One thing
does.
about Marcus, he's not out there for anything else but hustling. Ramirez took a bad hop ground ball and turned it into an out.
Yeah, he didn't play that one into an easy hop. Played it in between. But as we said, 1 up, 1 out. That brings up Josh Reddick. The big swing in the big inning. He drove in 3 runs with a triple in the 4th inning. Reddick is 2 for 3 on the night with a walk. Slider outside, ball 1 from Jennings to Reddick. And matter of fact, Ed, the big swing was against Rodon, a left-handed pitcher.
Well, he's got one thing on his mind. I'm going to try and hit a home run to tie the game.
And at third base, the third baseman, ground ball, first base fielded by Abreu. Holds out his hand, tells Jennings he'll take that, runs to the base ahead of Reddick for the 2nd out.
White Sox pitching has retired the last 4. Ventura on a walk to the mound, Darren.
Robin Ventura says, give me the right hand. As a matter of fact, we do have a defensive change as well at third base. Gordon Beckham is in the game. The right-hander, looks like it's Jake Petrichka that's been given the call. We'll be back after this break here on The Score on the White Sox Radio Network.
Planning a major construction project or looking for a contractor to provide maintenance or service for a current endeavor? Choose a contractor who is signatory to the UA, the United Association of Union Plumbers, Fitters, Welders, and Service Technicians. UA contractors are the best in the business. They employ only craftspeople with the training and skill to do the job right.
Darren mentioned before we went to that 1 minute, 5-second break that Jake Petrichka was going to pitch. He is 0-1 this year, 11th game. 4.50 on average, 10 innings covered, 13 hits, 5 runs earned, 1 homer, 4 walks, and 4 strikeouts in a wild pitch. He needs an out to get to the 9th.
You know, Jake Petrichka, obviously facing Billy Butler, has seen him a few times. As Butler, all those years in Kansas City, has faced Petrichka 7 times. 0 for 7.
I saw the hitting star in Kansas City the other night, Eric Hosmer. They have one like every 2 or 3 nights. They have a new guy getting hot.
Yeah, that's what
Royals.
they do. But we've seen that history with Kansas City over the years now. Other guys step up, doesn't matter who it is, and that's a great team that can have anybody and everybody step up and help you win. So here we go. 2 up, 2 out here in the 8th inning. The White Sox hold on to their 7-6 lead, and the first pitch from Jake. Sinker on the outside corner for a called strike 1.
Numbers on Jennings, 1 inning, 2/3, 1 hit.
And defense shifted to play Butler for the pull. Guarding the line a bit is Beckham. Now shifting towards the middle of the infield, Ramirez. Looks to the dugout and asks, am I in the right place? Yes, you're on the field. The 0-1 outside, way outside, backhanded by Soto on the count 1-1.
White Sox warm Zach Duke in the bullpen down the right field line.
The outfield plays Butler straight up, the right side of the infield straight up. Billy? An RBI single, and that's it in this game. He is 1 for 4. He did reach on an error back in the first as well. Petrichka looks in, gets the sign. The 1-1 pitch on the way. Sinker right there across the knees, taken for a strike 2.
That had some heat on it and a flip at the end to make it give the illusion that it was faster than 94, but that's plenty hard.
Got to be something, as he's 0 for 7 is Butler in his career against Petrichka. Keep it that way, 0 for. Jake resets as he didn't like the sign, I guess. Needed to have him go through him again. As a matter of fact, Soto's rolling the hand saying, go through him again?
Yes. He goes, let me go through him before you say yes.
The pitch, changeup, that's down in the dirt, and the count 2-2 now to Billy Butler.
I'm leery about throwing him a changeup. He's so balanced at home plate. And when you throw 94 and he takes it and it's got that little jump at the end,
yes.
He'll get him.
Butler on the year has drawn 9 walks compared to 23 strikeouts. The 2-2 pitch, broken bat flare towards right center field. This is going to get down for a base hit. Coming in and playing on 3 hops, Garcia looks the runner back to first, gets it into Sanchez, the cutoff man, and a 2-out single has things started for the Oakland Athletics here on the bottom of the 8th inning.
Don Cooper on a walk to the mound. They're going to run at first base for Butler.
And they have speed, and Sam Fold taking over at first base. And now, Don Cooper generally, Ed, you have to say, he goes out there to just have a conversation, to give an idea of what he wants for the next batter.
Exactly right. I'll tell you about Fold now. As he was coming out, he saw Fold coming out of the dugout. He'll go out and say, hey, look, get the batter. I'm not going to say give up second base, but get the batter. Do not divide your attention between the runner at first and the guy at home plate. You get the hitter, the inning's over.
A meeting on the mound now. Angel Hernandez, a home plate umpire, is finding his way over there to the mound as well. It looks like there's a pinch hitter out there for Brett Lowry. Vaught. I saw some numbers on him earlier. He's going to do now. He's going to face a left-hander as Don Cooper has made the pitching change. You don't see that.
See, Vaught came out early.
Yes.
Now, that may have influenced Cooper to go to get the Zach Duke number from the bullpen and right. They're standing at 3. Covering 15 innings, a dozen hits, 5 runs earned, 2 homers. This came in Milwaukee, 8 walks, 14 strikeouts. He inherits a runner at first. Sam Fold running for Billy Butler, who singled with 2 outs. And his job, get the batter. I don't know if that's going to be Vaught or not, to tell you the truth.
Yeah, it's actually Voigt, Stephen Voigt. I'm gonna assume that you would send him up there either way.
We're going to let Lowry bat because they never officially said Voigt was in the game.
That's amazing. They said either way we would rather have Lowry, whether he's been announced or not. We're taking him out.
Yes.
We're going to have Lowry hit rather than a guy with 9 home runs.
Right. That's actually good for us.
Absolutely. So,
or you think it is right now.
And now Robin Ventura is coming out to actually maybe question if he'd been announced. He's talking to Angel Hernandez, and coming in Ted Barrett, the second base umpire, the crew chief. And seems to be some controversy in what's taking place with players being introduced. So now Robin Ventura seems to actually be a bit befuddled at thinking that the reason that we're switching is because Voigt had been announced. And
it came to the on-deck circle, but I don't remember him getting announced, to tell you the truth.
Well, I think the confusion is the pinch runner came out, and that happened when Cooper was on his way out there. And he saw the pinch hitter out there loosening up, but timeout was called. There was no need to announce the potential batter yet. So is Lowry up there.
So it's Duke to get Lowry.
So it's still a pretty good matchup. A walk and a run scored for Lowry in this game. He's over 3. The pitch from Zach, a sinker down, ball 1. Now Soto takes a jog to the mound to talk to his pitcher. A little bit of confusion taking place. It's been clarified by the home plate umpire saying, no, you guys made the change, but we never announced that the hitter was in there.
Get the batter, the inning's over, and the fun stops.
This is your normal 8th inning guy anyway. So it's not as if Zach Duke isn't used to handling this. Fold, good speed at first base, but a small lead. Duke looks at him, holds the ball, short, quick pitch, and a strike on the inside corner, 1-1 now to Lowry.
I think he was taking a strike also. He's had a rough night there, and with the walk and a run scored, he's 0 for 3.
Yeah, you look at Lowry, and he's going to be patient in a situation like this. He's got some power on deck, and Fagley, who has a home run. Left side plays Lowry to pull. There's a throw to first base, back standing Fold without a tag applied. White Sox lead it 7-6. We're on the bottom of the 8th inning. 2 out, 1 on, and you have the third pitcher of the inning. Zach Duke, line drive into center field by Lowry on a fastball. Struggling out there. Eaton loses his balance and recovers quickly and grabs it and throws it in, holding the runner at second.
That ball did not slow down once it was hit. It almost betrayed him in center field. He got the glove down and then brought it up there, and that could have easily gone under his glove because of the speed of this outfield.
Oh, man, that was very fortunate for the White Sox as Eaton somehow had a problem out there but adjusted, and there's 2 on and 2 out here in the bottom of the 8th as the A's threaten to do more damage as Josh Fagley is the hitter. So here we go as the White Sox, and they have a history, late innings problems here in Oakland. Doesn't matter what the staff is, it's just been there.
Hopefully that will change here tonight, get Fagley in the innings over.
Josh, a home run, a walk. He's hitting to a double play and fly to left field. Here's the pitch from Zach Duke. Breaking ball just outside, ball 1.
You can be fast pitching, but not in a hurry to get the inning over. You make your pitches. You can't control him, but you can control the strike zone.
Duke comes to the set, checks the runner at second. The 0-1 pitch, ground ball towards the shortstop. 2-hopper to Ramirez. He'll feed on to second base. Sanchez will put that one away for out number 3 on the inning. The Athletics pick up a couple of singles and strand 2 runners here in the 8th. The White Sox ahead to the plate, leading with the score 7-6.
We focused on Chicago's teams, the Spiegel and Golf.
Select major appliances. The latest appliances help save you time and money, and Best Buy will guide you through them all, from entry level to luxury, backed by our price match guarantee. With free delivery, haul away, and recycling on appliance purchases $3.99 and up, your home upgrade is easier than ever at Best Buy and Pacific Sales Kitchen and Home, inside select stores. Expert service, unbeatable price. Best Buy. Savings through June 2nd. Some limitations apply. See price match guarantee and sale details in store or at bestbuy.com.
Beggar's Pizza with 22 locations serving great food for over 39 years. Join the Big Cheese Loyalty Club to earn rewards and Beggar's Bucks. Visit beggarspizza.com for more information. Beggar's Pizza, they lay it on thick.
Athletics threatened but can't score in their half of the 8th inning. A new pitcher in there for the A's. Edward Mujica is in the game. Mujica has pitched in 12 games on the season. He is 1-1 with a .430 earned run average, no saves.
It is getting cooler here at the Coliseum. Let's say that. The marine layer is certainly in place. For the White Sox leading it off, Adam Eaton, the center fielder. We're in the 9th. White Sox leading 7-6. A's about hit the White Sox 11-8. Eaton laid it off. Mujica's first one, outside ball 1. Let's take the ID. We're back at 10 on the score on the Sox Radio Network.
It's Matt Spiegel from the Spiegel and Golf Show. Weekdays 9 to 1, talking White Sox and all of Chicago's teams. This is WSCR and HD Chicago, WJMK HD2 Chicago.
But there in Jackson Farmer, the Coliseum in Oakland. Here's a pop-up wide at third. Lowry foul territory over by the A's dugout. Can't get this one. It's out of play for a strike. The count 1-1 strike. John Murray is our engineer here. Score Studios downtown Chicago. Joe Ostrowski and Herb Lawrence working there. So Mujica pitching the 9th, or starting anyway for the A's. Acquired from Boston on May 9th with cash considerations, that is, for the player, the infamous one. Player will be named later. Made his A's debut on Monday night against his former team, the Boston Red Sox. 1-1 strike. 9th inning, Sox by a run. Here's a line shot. He stuck his foot out and went into center field for a base hit. Not his foot, but the ball.
Yeah, I mean, you don't really advise that, just throwing your foot out there and hopefully you'll deflect it. But hits you on the ankle, man, that could hurt.
Well, you could break your ankle, I know that.
Yeah, just not smart.
I've had one hit off my shoulder.
How'd that feel?
You know, I really didn't feel that it was a ball, and it was against Modesto at Modesto. I went to the third baseman, and Ron Pietla threw him out. My next start, they sent me to the hospital, was in Reno, where I was playing A-ball in California League. My next start, threw the first pitch to Rick Glad of the Cubs, who was in Lodi, and he had a line drive off my right shoulder, went to the third baseman, threw him out. Then went to the hospital again. Nothing was wrong with my shoulder. And the next spring in big league camp, some guy comes up to me and he goes, "You made Ripley's Believe It or Not. Sign this, will you?"
I believe it.
I did. I signed it also. There's a throw over to first and back safely as Adam Eaton. That line drive right past the foot of Mujica into center field.
So basically 2 straight pitches.
2 pitches and 2 hits off my shoulder.
Yeah.
And then it never happened again. There's Melky Cabrera. Big hit in the 7th. Kept the line moving with an RBI and a run scored. Eaton runs. The pitch low. The throw to second base. He is out at second base. That's 2-4 on the caught stealing. I didn't think Fagley had a chance to get him, but he gunned him down.
Well, the jump, I've talked to you about getting good jumps. you have to have that lean. You've got to have that sense and feel that he's going to go to the plate, and you've got to be leaning. Your body's got to be leaning towards second base. If you start flat-footed, and it's a late jump. And that's basically what Adam Eaton does the majority of the time. He's got that flat-footed jump. He never got to the bag because
Sogard kept his foot in front of it.
He jumped up, came down, and put his foot in between the hand and the base.
There's a foul back off the bat of Cabrera. 1 ball, 1 strike on Melky. On deck is Abreu. Cabrera trying to get on for Jose Abreu.
And that's the thing. You look at Adam Eaton and his quickness and his speed. He has plenty of that, but he just doesn't have that sixth sense to where he feels the pitcher's going to the plate. I can go now. He waits to see.
1 ball, 1 strike. The 1-1. A swing and a foul at a play that is to the left. The count now 1 ball, 2 strikes. One ball, 2 strikes, 9th inning. Sox leading 7-6. Be nice to get one of those Safeco insurance runs, that's for sure. With 1 out, the 1-2 pitch. A swing and a line drive to left. Coco Crisp came in, put the brakes on, came in a little bit more, made the play and left. 2 outs for Jose Abreu. This is a spot for his 7th home run.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Majica has been known in the past to close some games out, so that's, this is not unusual for him to be pitching in the 9th inning. Matter of fact, he was doing that with Boston. Maybe not this year, but a little bit last year.
With Doolittle hurt and just coming back, maybe this is where they're going to have the tandem of a righty-lefty combination to pitch the 9th.
Or they're just trying to get a guy that they know when Doolittle's back, they can go out there for the 8th inning.
Absolutely. Here's Abreu. And the pitch, high, ball 1. Jose, hitting streak now has reached 10 with a single in the 1st inning, hit by a pitch in the 3rd. A grounded to short, then they hit him again in the 7th. That turned into 1 of the 5 runs. White Sox lead 7-6 here in the 9th. 2 down, bases clear. And that pitch is swinging a line drive, gap left center field. Crisp going back at the track, reaches up, falls down and makes the catch. There's a lot going on in what was a little bit better than a routine fly to left center.
Don't know if that one was crossing the light standard or what, but yeah, there was no need to slide other than that.
In the inning, no runs, a hit, a caught stealing, nobody left. It's Holden and head to the hotel. Bottom of the 9th coming up. Sox lead here in Oakland, 7-6.
Molly and Hanley, mornings 5 to 9. Get White Sox baseball talk on your way to work. It's Sports Radio 670 The Score.
Now is the perfect time to experience Europe with Holland America Line, the cruise line that knows it best. Our expertly crafted...
The White Sox lead
on top of savings. Hurry in now because Menards has an 11% rebate on A.
With all the rich flavor and aroma you love, one single delicious cup at a time. Trust the taste. Share the tradition. Hills Brothers Coffee.
To the bottom of the 9th, the White Sox lead by a run here in Oakland. And Zach Duke comes out to start the 9th. It's Zach's, one in the bullpen and one on the mound. There's Putnam Warms in the bullpen and right. And Robertson not up.
Well, that's pretty much a good indicator that he's got the night off for some reason that we're unaware of. There's been no announcement that there was something wrong with him.
Connell leads it off, and that one down the way for ball 1. But we have not heard, and when we do hear, we'll pass it along to you. Connell tonight, 0 for 4, a strikeout mix between 2 flyouts and a grounder to 3rd. White Sox leading 7-6 here in the Oakland 9th, and that pitch close, didn't get it. 2 balls, no strikes. Strikes are the priority late. 6 runs, 11 hits for Oakland with an error, 7 on 9 for the Sox, and we have an error also. 2 big innings, 1 for the A's. They scored 4 in the 4th. Sox got 5 in the 7th. Next one, low, 3-0. Put the seatbelts on, friends. This could be a rocky 9th, and hopefully we'll win.
It's amazing how in the 9th inning in close games, how everything becomes more focused for the players.
It's just magnified. There's a strike, 3-1. Duke certainly can get a save.
Oh, yeah. Well, hitters now, they know. Don't waste the at-bat. Most of the time in these situations, they've got their focus up. And then you also have a pitcher with the acute awareness that I can't afford to make a mistake. The hitter, I mean, the thinking just changes unless you are built to be a closer and you say, this guy's got no chance.
3 balls, 1 strike, and the 3-1. That's strike 2, 3-2. Now he's swinging. They're looking for a base runner. Burns is next and Sogard to follow. here in the ninth.
Well, this is their home run threat at the bottom of the order.
Soto working through the sides. And Duke now from the set. And the 3-2 pitch. He got him swinging on strikes. Nicely done.
He waited till the 3-2 count and then threw him an off-speed pitch.
So 1 out to home plate. Burns, the center fielder.
Everything was away, away, away. And then he threw him something 84 miles an hour up and away, and he couldn't make contact.
Burns a single on the infield in the second, a walk in the fourth, another walk in the fifth, and a grounder to short. We're in the ninth. Sox leading 7-6. It is Burns and then Sogard here in the ninth. And the pitch to Burns. Swung and a miss late on a fastball, strike one.
Yeah, it seemed
that was
like
Powder River.
Well, Burns made it look like that. It was 91 miles an hour, and it looked like he was sitting on a changeup.
Ninth inning, 1 out. Bases clear, 0-1 on Burns in the 0-1. Down, 1 ball, 1 strike. Beckham, the third baseman, even with the bag, and make that a step in front of the bag. Now he backs up, and now he's even with third, but playing maybe a step towards the line at third. Rest of the infield up at the corners and back up the middle. 1 ball, 1 strike. The 1-1, a bouncing ball. Abreu has that. Will turn and run to first, and the A's are down to their last out. That broke the bat in half.
Right off the end of the bat, a running fastball, it looked like.
Here is Sogard, and he's been called back, and Voigt is going to bat.
Okay, we can officially bring him into the game.
They pronounce that boat. That's what they say. 9 homers?
Yes.
He's having a good year.
Yes.
30 runs batted in.
He's got 34 hits. You want to talk about making them count. Whoa.
So here's Stephen Vogt. He's doing a hop, skip, and a jump. He's ready to hit now. 2 outs. Bases clear. Sox leading by a run here in the 9th inning. Strong left-handed batter. Duke delivers the first one. Sidearm low, ball 1.
Well, against left-handed pitching, not terrible. He's not tearing the cover off the ball, but he is hitting .250 in 16 at-bats.
The 1-0. That misses. 2 balls, no strikes. A walk puts him at first, and on deck is Crisp.
I mentioned he's hitting .250 against left-handers. He has a .337 batting average, so if you're a lefty facing him, you got to say, oh, I got him.
The 2-0, that's low, 3-0.
Because he's killing righties.
You knew it would come down to this. Duke facing Vogt because he was supposed to be up last inning. They pulled him back.
Yes.
And now they're batting him on 3-0. He's swinging? No, taking a strike, 3-1. That's split home plate in half.
Yes. He's swinging now.
Yes, he is. Duke has pitched 1 inning, trying to get Vogt for the last out. Sox leading 7-6 here in the ninth. The 0-1 fouled at home plate, and the A's are down to their last strike.
I think that last pitch, a running fastball in and up.
Looked good to hit, though, didn't it?
Yeah, well, Vogt was thinking, you know what, he's probably not going to challenge me with a fastball here, so he got caught in between. It happens.
7-6 White Sox, 11 hits for Oakland. The White Sox have 9, each team with an error. And the 3-2 pitch to Vogt, he walked him.
He didn't miss by much, threw him the 3-2 slider.
So the tying run is at first base to home plate. Coco Crisp, the switch batting left fielder. Coco tonight, 0 for 4 with a walk and a run scored.
Well, the number 9 spot perfect in this game, reaching base.
Yeah. Well, Sogard, when he was in there, had 3 hits, a walk, a run batted in, and a run scored. That's your 9th place hitter. So here's Crisp looking to do one thing, hit a home run. Speed is not an ally for the A's at first base. Deep in center field now is Adam Eaton. The game is at home plate with Coco Crisp. And the pitch to Cavelli, a swing and a fly ball left center field. This could be trouble. This is going to get off the wall for extra bases. Boat being waved in. The throw coming from Ramirez home. Cut off. They've got him caught between third and home plate. Beckham running him towards home, and the tag is applied. Sox win. Sox win. Crisp with a double. Boat gets the stop sign late, and he's out between home and third base.
Oh,
how about that?
Come on. Any more drama involved, and you're going to have a heart attack watching this as Mike Gallego, the third base coach, overly aggressive with the late. He's watching this throw. That's all it came down to. The perfect carom to Adam Eaton, the perfect throw to the cutoff man, and he was hoping for something off the mark to the cutoff man.
They had already called Boat out, Darren, because he tried to interfere with the rundown play. He put his hand up to try and get it, and when he did that, he was called for obstruction.
Absolutely. That was very, very fortunate for the White Sox, even though Coco Crisp, who has not swung the bat well, delivers off the wall. I mean, if it short hops the wall, it's going to be a problem. Off the wall, perfect play out there by Adam Eaton, the cutoff man, the perfect throw to the plate. Forget about it.
Take a look at this game and dissect it any way you want. The White Sox missed an opportunity in the first, scored 2 runs, and left the bases loaded. Could have had 3 or 4 easily, maybe even more than that. Then the A's in the fourth scored 4. It was a leadoff home run that Begley got the line moving. They had runs in the 5th and 6th. And then the 7th inning for the Sox with 5 runs across.
Well, overall, Ed, it's one of those games, like you said. You can look at it any way you want, take the positive, the negative. The positive is this. The White Sox have shown that they're coming around on the road. They didn't play perfect baseball tonight, but the offense continues to get better and better. Even though they don't always hold on to leads, the White Sox, they're giving themselves a chance late. They did it once again with that 7th inning where they scored the 5 runs. If that's the way they're going to continue to play, so be it. Just don't let up.
The win goes to Scott Carroll and relief. Rodon off the hook, but this is a learning experience for Carlos. But then again, Carroll with the sinker is now 1-1.
Yeah, I thought that overall, you're going to learn something if you're Rodon in a game like this. Still, he's much better than what we saw with this command and control. I know he just kind of lost it, and it wasn't as if in that situation where he started walking people that he was nibbling at the corners. That's not really it. He just seemed to have lost his feel for the strike zone. It's okay. The team picked him up.
He's left 13 base runners tonight and ran through a stop sign. Late, though. It was a late stop sign at third, and then Vogt tried to put his hand up and break up the throw coming home, and at that point, Angel Hernandez, rightfully so, called him out on obstruction.
Well, that's one of those plays. What's the harm in trying, because you're out either way.
Absolutely.
And if it works out and nobody sees it, then you're like, hey, I didn't do anything wrong. Not the case. It didn't matter anyway because he was going to be out by so much. The ball didn't hit him. He couldn't have interfered. White Sox pick up a win.
White Sox have won 3 in a row on the road, Darren, now moved to 5-12 on the young season, playing on the road, and they creep ever closer to 500 at 15-17.
I don't want to get ahead of myself and think that, all right, they finally figured things out. But right now the White Sox doing anything and everything to get a little bit better. They have played a couple of teams in Milwaukee and now Oakland that's, let's say, they're not playing great baseball either.
That's what you're supposed to do, though, aren't you?
That's it, and they're making it interesting, but they are winning, and they are the best team record-wise between Milwaukee and between these A's. So they should win, but it had been so bad on the road up to this. It's just nice to see that these guys are pulling it together.
7 runs, 9 hits, 1 error for the White Sox. We stranded 5. 6 runs, 11 hits for the A's. With an error, they left 13. The win to Scott Carroll now an even record of 1 up and 1 down. Fernando Abad, the loser, at 0-2. Zach Duke with his first save of the season. The game was played in 3 hours, 34 minutes. Tickets sold 21,464 to see this one go to the White Sox. Our next broadcast tomorrow night from right here at the Coliseum in Oakland. John Danks will pitch against Jesse Chavez of the A's. 7:30, the pregame show with Chris Ranji. 8 o'clock, we'll take over the broadcast, have the lineups for you, and the first pitch around 8:07. Anything to add as we pull the curtain down on this one?
Good night, everybody.
I thank our engineer at the ballpark, John Murray, the guys in the score studio, Herb Lawrence and Joe Ostrowski, and certainly least but not last, and he is last tonight, our pre- and post-game host, Chris Ranji. For Darren Jackson and Farmer saying goodbye from a cool Oakland Coliseum as the White Sox in 9 beat the A's 7-6. Hopefully you enjoyed the broadcast. We'll see you on the radio tomorrow night. Chris Ranji's next. He's got the post-game show on the Score. This is the White Sox Radio Network. Good night from Oakland, 7-6 White Sox. So long, everybody.
White Sox baseball on WSCR 670 The Score and your White Sox.